Welcome, everybody to the Shipwreck Pod once again. I'm your host, Bobby Ship. Um, Happy to be here. Happy to be here as always. Happy to be here with my fellow shipmates. We got our people already in the green room. It should be an exciting show. Um, have a few topics I wanted to talk about. Like we said, I want to talk about crime, immigration, um, as well as the BBB bill if we get to it, and other stuff. We have a couple. I'll take that back. I was going to say a couple of Trump voters, supporters to come on. Now we're down to one. Um, uh, he has been on a pod before. It's our brother Ethan. He'll be on here shortly, and we'll get started. But anyway, it's been a good week, but today has been somber to say the least. With uh, what happened earlier today with another school shooting in Minnesota. Um, and that's really where I want to start off with. Like I said, Ethan will be on here in a little bit, but I wanted to really address what's going on or what happened today in Minnesota because I feel like we owe that to the children that passed today and was injured today, as well as all the kids that suffer from school shootings and gun violence in and of itself. So it's unexpected, and that's where we're going to start at, though, because I feel like that's where we have to start because it's an epidemic and a problem that we have in our country that must be addressed. Um, I will say that I am a gun owner. I will start with that. I am a gun owner. I became a gun owner during COVID and wound up buying a bunch of guns at that time. I'm gonna welcome Ethan on here right quick. Welcome Ethan to the pod. Welcome back to the couch. I appreciate you coming in. Can you hear me? Do a quick.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So like I said, I have actually a pretty packed subject verse today. I sent we're going to talk about immigration. We're going to talk about uh, um, crime and what's going on with that and how big that is right now in the news, as well as try to talk about some subjects as far as the BBB bill and maybe hopefully get into some race stuff as well. But I felt the need today to start off with talking about the school shooting that happened in Minnesota. I'm not sure if you know about it or not. But today we had another school shooting where two children, 8 and 10, passed away, and a bunch of kids are in critical condition. 17 kids in all were shot, injured, and I felt that as a country this is something that needs to be addressed. So I wanted to start the pod off with that, just simply because it's a problem that needs to be addressed. And I was just saying right before you came in that I am a gun owner, and I started buying guns during COVID. But I will say that for me, um, I would gladly give my AR-15s back. Gladly give my AR-15s back to stop and drastically reduce school shootings. um, in a heartbeat. I would, and I think something that we need to look at it as a country. We have more guns than people at this point, and it's just a problem. To everybody that's in the green room, I will get to you guys because, like I said, we're going to talk about that first. I'm going to give Ethan a chance to talk about it as well. But I just wanted to say before Ethan, I give it to you if you wanted to speak on it, and then I bring the other shipmates on that want to talk. Um, I want to say this. I feel like nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to change in our country until something drastic change. And you would think killing of from these two kids to Uvalde of dozens of kids or about a dozen kids being killed to Parkland to what happened in Connecticut, where it was what 18 sixth grade, I mean first graders. You would think that we've already reached a drastic point, but clearly we have not as a country because nothing significant has changed. And I will go back to the 1950s when things really didn't start to change for African Americans until the mother Emmett Till showed his body on to the world, not just to the nation, but to the world. It took this image here for us as a people, as a country, to say something needs to change. And I feel like that's what's going to have to happen here. That one of these parents eventually will have to show what it has, what is the cost of the guns that I own. Being honest, that I even own, and what it does to our children, what it does to people. And until something like that drastic happens, I don't think we as a country will do what is needed to help curtail the epidemic of school shootings and gun violence in and of itself. Because another fact before I give it to you, Ethan, is gun violence is the leading cause of death for children under the age of 18. With that being said, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you knew about the shooting today, or the mass shooting today. But what are your thoughts about with the gun violence and shootings in and of itself? Before I bring everybody else on.
Yeah, I do know about it. I was keeping up with it. I have this debate with friends uh, about like gun violence and stuff. My standpoints, again, condolences to the gun shootings. And obviously, that's all bad. But I
Mhm.
don't think the problem is guns. I think the problem is people. So uh, let's say that there is a crackdown on guns. They take everybody guns. Like people are still getting guns illegally. So
Mhm.
it's okay. How do we get? Do we just like every week go and search people's houses, or like how do we handle that? So it's kind of like I don't think the guns itself is a problem because I mean you got a lot of guns and you ain't never shot nobody,
Mhm.
or, when it did mass shootings and stuff. So it's just like that's not the problem. The problem is the people. So it's a it sounds good on paper, like hey, you need to control the guns and everything. I just don't think that will solve the issue because if it's not guns, all right, then it's knives. If it's not like it's just continuous. To me, it's the people, not the guns.
All right, so I will start with number one. If you look at all the other industrialized countries in the world that don't have guns, they don't have this problem with gun violence. So to say it's not guns when guns are the leading cause of death for children in our country, when that is not the case in any other country,
Hmm.
industrialized country, I think is disingenuous in and of itself, because obviously it has to be the guns because that's what they're using. They're not using a knife will not kill 18 kids in 2 minutes or 5 minutes. A knife will not kill 50 people in Vegas, from a mile away. A
Yeah,
knife
but
will do that.
that's fair. I'm not saying
Hmm.
that guns isn't the cause. Like I'm not saying that guns doesn't contribute to the cause. I'm not saying that. What
Okay.
I'm saying is like let's say like again we do a crack because I gave you two things. We do a
Mhm.
crackdown on guns. How do you stop the illegal guns from coming in?
So that was the other part, and I thank you for reminding me of that. The other thing, when it comes to guns, we are so loose as a country when it comes to guns. I think every person in this country should be responsible financially and through penalties of laws for their guns. There should not be. I know you say there's a bunch of illegal guns on the street. Well, that's because and people liked it and you didn't. But a lot of conservatives like to bring up Chicago and how they have all this. They have all these strict gun laws, or New York and all these strict gun laws, but they still have all these massive guns on the street. But for instance, in Chicago, they get their guns from Indiana, and they're straw purchases where people can buy a gun, say it's lost, and then sell it to somebody off the books, and nothing happens to them. People need to be responsible for their weapons. So if you have a weapon, If you have a weapon, you need to be responsible for it.
Okay,
All of
so
your weapons.
I agree 100% with that, but
Okay.
the point still stands. If somebody wants a gun, they're going to find a way. Even so, how do you get the illegal guns? So you just gave a point that
Hmm.
it's illegal in, let's say, well, you said Chicago, and they just drive to the next city over. Again, obviously, it won't be that simple because if we ban guns or in America as a whole, okay, people would still get guns. So like, how do you stop that?
Like I said, right now, let's start with what should be done, which is makes common sense. Number one, if you have it where every gun is registered and you know where your gun is and you're responsible by law through penalties, through penalties, and we can talk about whatever those penalties could be, where if your gun is quote unquote stolen and used in a crime and stuff, you're responsible for that. Like, I mean, you
Why
have
should I be
time. You
responsible
have
for that?
because you should safely keep your guns in a safe place, locked up where nobody can get to them. I think 1,000%. If a gun out of my house is used by a minor, if I still had a minor in my house, and that gun is used in a shooting, I should be responsible for that
Okay,
because that is
okay,
my gun.
yeah, okay, but let's just go to the extremes of why that rule doesn't work, like why that law
Why,
wouldn't
why,
work.
why wouldn't it work?
Okay, somebody breaks into your house, steals your safe, all right, and then like you just go to jail for that? Like, you did everything that you possibly
So,
could to protect those things,
so
right?
again, if somebody, number one, my safe is huge. Is nobody can just come in and just steal my safe.
I
But
mean,
if
they got
let's say you
jewelry
just have
to do. Let's
let's
just
say
say
you have a
imaginary
pistol.
that it happened.
Let's say that you just have a regular old pistol, and somebody comes in your house, breaks in your house, and steal your pistol. They're just not going to come in your house and steal your pistol. They're going to steal everything,
Yeah,
and
okay,
it's
so,
going to
so
take.
they stole everything in your
So
house. They robbed you.
and then you report that. You report that
Okay.
it's stolen. Now, of course, that would be your freebie. I mean, but if you constantly reporting, oh my, this gun got stolen. Oh, this gun got stolen. Oh, this gun. Now you get what I'm saying? Like, there's a way to easily track. I'm gonna open it up to other people. I'm gonna first open it up to Vanessa because I know this is near dear to your heart as a teacher. So I definitely want you to go first, and then I'm gonna go with Joel and Ronnie. Ethan, I'm gonna let you respond to what I said first, and then I'm gonna go to Vanessa.
Yeah, to me, there's a lot of what ifs to your want. Like it's coming from a good place. Obviously,
Hmm.
I would love that. I would love, there to never be mass shootings, like obviously, but looking at it from like a lawmaker's standpoint, that will never pass. It just won't. So it's good to sit and be like, I wish this would it just there's a lot of what ifs and a lot of laws that would stop this from ever pushing forward. So while it's nice to say like I wish this and I wish that, it's just I just don't foresee that ever happening.
I'm gonna just Vanessa. I'm gonna get you one second. Say one thing. Here goes a simple rule to me. You can't rent a car until you're 25 years old.
Hmm.
Why should you be able to buy a gun before then? Like, if you're not old enough, if the rental car company say you're not old enough, or your insurance company say your rate is going to be extremely high until you turn 25, why, as a country, as a nation, we shouldn't have it where you don't buy you're not allowed to buy a gun until you're 25? Why?
Because you're able to join the military at 18.
Again, you're not allowed to drink till 21.
Okay, again, so but we're talking about
So,
guns, so you have to have a
yeah,
gun to be in the military, right?
yeah, you're right. And those
Okay,
guns are
so
supervised.
that
Never once did you, me, or anybody on this phone call take their service weapon home with them to their barracks
of
or their
course
house.
I'm not arguing that. I'm
Yeah.
just answering your question. You said
Okay.
why should they be able to buy guns where you're able to join
Yeah.
the military and shoot guns and
Yeah.
learn everything about guns at 18. So that's why it would be 18.
Yeah, all right. I disagree with that, but I understand. I understand your point. I definitely understand your point. And I just
That's
want to
fine.
say to you, thank you for coming on because I try to get people with different viewpoints on the show, and it's extremely hard. And you've been on here a couple of times now, and I truly do appreciate that. And I just wanted to say thank you for coming on in and of itself. And actually, we got Anwar on here as well. So, but Vanessa, I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna start adding other people as well. Go ahead, Vanessa.
So, um, I'm a little bit all over on this topic. Um, there's been guns in my house, but I've also had to do active shooter drills with 3-year-olds who I have to tell, you can't make your light up shoes light up right now. Um, I cannot explain how scared 3-year-olds are during a fire drill that you've prepared them for, that you have practiced before, that you've, we use the tablet and we show them another class doing a fire drill. And we've given them every preparation we can. And we go, okay, it's going to be really loud. And then we're going to line up. And then we're going to go outside to our safe spot. And this is just a fire drill. They have no concept of like the house burning down or the school burning down. They're so scared when those alarms go off. Every single one of them cries, even if they've been through it before. Some of them continue to cry the whole school year. They can't cooperate. They can't focus. You have to pick some of them up to get them outside. That's a fire drill. Now we're doing safe place drills, which is what we call it because we don't want to teach 3-year-olds the word active shooter.
Mm.
You got to get them to line up. You got to get them to be quiet. You got to, depending on the building you're in or the floor you're on, you're either hiding in place and telling them literally your light up shoes, you have to hold your feet still. No, you can't cry because the bad guy's going to find us. Like, we have to practice that with a 3-year-old. And I think whether you're pro or con this argument, I think you should have to watch videos of that or watch your child or grandchild experience what that kind of drill is like when your brain is that small and you have no understanding. And then think about what it's like for the kids who do understand and who are big enough to understand that this is what kind of danger they're in and that death is permanent. One of the sickest things I saw today is some news outlet interviewed one of the little boys who was involved in the
Yeah.
shooting today. And in his interview, he says that a child laid on top of him like they practiced, and that child was hit. So, first of all, we're compounding that kid's trauma, putting him all over the place. It's disgusting to me they interviewed that kid.
Yeah. I agree.
But that kid is old enough to understand the permanency of what is going on around them. So, it compounds the fear. It doesn't matter how old you are, a child without their parents, with one safe adult in the room, with drills drilled into them over the course of their school years, it's changes your brain chemistry. It messes you up in a way that is not fixable. It's always something you're scared of. It's always something in the back of your head. You look around your classrooms and you're looking at your teacher's stupid posters, and there's the bar that the teacher's supposed to put behind the doorknob or over the hydraulics on the door that make it shut automatically. Like it shouldn't be part of
Mm.
our classroom environment.
Yeah.
Um, Kids shouldn't be walking through metal detectors every single day. Okay, let's pretend that's the world we live in because it really is. That's where we're at, right? So I don't necessarily have a problem with whatever kind of gun you own. I don't think you need anything, you know, in the ARSK, like that family. I think it's
Hmm.
ridiculous. Even for sporting, I think, there could be businesses that have permits to have that. You want to shoot that, you go to that place and you do it. I don't know. There's lots of different ways we could handle that.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily against people
Audio.
owning that, especially as the descendant of Holocaust survivors who gave up their guns
Mm.
to try to comply with the government of the country they were living in, to try to be good citizens. So, in our current political environment, I have a problem with the citizens disarming themselves. I think where we start is who gets the gun in the first place.
Yeah.
I think that enough criminals, enough mass shooters, enough suicides have been studied. There are psychological, you know, red flags that are every box you could check. I think there are better ways to establish who gets a permit. I think there should be a longer time in between. I think you need to be signed off psychologically. I think you need to be signed off.
Yeah.
I think you should have references. I think I mean, I think it should be so much harder to get the gun in the first place. But then I don't care what you own.
Hmm.
So I am a little all over the
Okay,
place.
I can understand it. I can understand that. All right, we have some new people to the couch. Just want to let you know, CF and Anwar, I see y'all on, but we have a lot of people, so I'm keeping the people that has their cameras on, and you guys are still here, but in the background. Joe, I wanted to come to you. Thank you again for joining the couch shipmate. And how do you feel about the first subject that we're talking about, which is the school shootings, mass school shootings, and gun violence in and of itself? Joe, you there? All right, he's not here right now. All right, Ronnie, I'm gonna come to you, and then I'm gonna go to CF and Anwar. All right, give you a couple of minutes, Ronnie, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna try to get everybody in, so we can actually get the show started and get the subjects going. Go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
can you guys hear me?
got you loud and clear.
Okay. Hey, so first of all, I just want to do a quick moment of silence for
Mm.
them babies, man, because that when I first found out about that, that was bananas to me. Like, this ain't even just has school really just school
Yeah, it
just
was their
started,
first day. It was their first day of
right? Like,
school. It was their
right.
first day.
So yeah, so just give us like a
Yeah.
couple seconds of a moment of silence, real quick for them babies, man, because that freaking like
Hmm.
is terrible. Okay. So now to get that out the way, right? So my sister is actually up there in
Mm.
Minnesota. It's not too far away from her, and she told me about it. And what happened was, obviously this kid's mom works there. Well, you guys, I
Oh
don't know if
no,
this is all
yeah,
in
I
the
didn't
news,
hear
but
about any of this.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. So his mom works there. So I don't know if it was for something that she did or something that happened while he was in school, because he's an older guy. He knew exactly where they were going
Hmm.
to be at. He actually put 2x4s to lock the door so they couldn't get out. It's a lot more details in there that I don't know if it's in the news yet, but they knew about it obviously before everyone else knew. So this was a sinister act. This guy thought this thing through, trapped them in there, knew exactly where they were because they were doing their prayers, and shot through this church to freaking kill these damn
Hmm.
babies, right? So that's that. So let me go back to the gun things, right? I'm a gun owner. Before I give up any of my guns, you're gonna have to kill me to take mine. I'm
Hmm.
gonna tell you, right? I'm not giving my guns up for nobody. So the whole thing for me is that school shootings are not new. Do you guys
Yeah, yeah, we all
know
know that.
that?
We all know that. I mean, it's a two
I was
thousand, this millennial, this century phenomenon.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I was going through metal
Hello,
detectors in '88 when I can you hear
did I
me?
lose everybody?
No, I hear
Okay,
you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
we
hear
hear
you.
you.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Yep,
You good? All right. So I was going through metal detectors in school in
hmm,
'88,
I was in the
right?
'90s.
So my point is that the whole thing is, I don't know what that is. Oh,
Hmm.
somebody's car. So school shootings wasn't a problem until they got to a certain demographic. I'm gonna tell you, I've seen school shootings. I've been around them, and she's right. That is a lifelong thing that traumatizes you, right? Was it a big news flash all over the news when it
Hmm.
happened? Hell no, right? And I've seen things like that in the past, but until it got to the right demographic or to the demographic where now it's a national issue, right?
Hmm.
So now it's a bright light on it. But what was the bright light when it was what it was supposed to be? Does
Yeah,
that make sense? Now is it right on either end of that stick? Hell no. Kids should not have weapons, or people should not be going to shoot anybody. Humans should not be shooting anybody. So I don't even call those murderers humans. They're fucking
hmm,
murderers, right? They're animals. They're predators to me. It pisses me off because those babies had no chance at all, and you just took this light out of these babies. Their babies
yeah,
could have been the next astronauts that could have went to Mars. That could have made the vaccine for every cure that we needed. So to me, you take a lot of things away from everybody else. It's very selfish
yeah,
to me, right? So the thing for me is like the amendments are put in place for a reason. For the Constitution put in place for a reason, right? obviously everybody's always said, well, they weren't thinking about machine guns when they first came about this, and they weren't thinking about all these multi-shooters. Yes, they were. I mean, not in the sense to where they were going to have these guns that can have 100-round drums on it, but they was killing people at mass back even then.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah,
make you
yeah.
understand what I mean? Yep. So the thing for people is, and it is, and I hear what was the name? Ethan was saying, right? It's not really the guns, it's people.
Hmm.
Right. So if you say, for instance, if you can't qualify to get a gun, are you allowed? Should you be allowed to have a driver's license?
Uh,
Because which one's
yeah.
more
I
deadly?
understand what you're
Which
saying.
one's
I
more
understand
deadly?
what you're saying. Yeah,
You understand?
but I guess it
So you
depends
can
why you
you can
can't
start
qualify for a license.
right, right, right. No, but I'm saying, like, people say they look at people's background. That's kind of a way to look at it. But some things are you can't see what people's intent are. You can't see that. And I don't care what they act like. They can be perfectly normal. The worst mass freaking killer in America was a genius. Right? You think they would have found out he was a mass murderer if one of his people didn't get caught? No. So there is no 100% way
Yeah.
to do it. Now, should it be an age limit? Absolutely. Should they all be registered? Absolutely. But even if they are registered, there are guns that are going to be
Yeah,
on
I
the street.
understand
They're
that. I
illegal
understand that, but
everything.
you're
You know what I'm
never
saying?
just
So
like you never you haven't been able to kill or stop every car hump car death, but seatbelts has
right,
helped, definitely
right,
helped. Joel, I'm gonna go to you.
right,
See if your
right.
mic is working, Joel, and then I'm gonna go CF. And we lost Anwar, and then Holly, you're up. Okay, so Joel is can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yep, we got you. I got you. I got you. So go ahead. Welcome back, shipmate. And go ahead and tell us how you feel about the gun thing before we move on.
I just think it's another unnecessary tragedy. I'm a gun owner also.
Hmm.
Um, at the end of the day, we have to we if nothing changes, nothing changes. So we have
Hmm.
to do something different.
Yeah.
And we can start out with registration of your firearms, holding people responsible if your firearm is used to be used to commit a crime. I understood the brothers' argument, and sure, I'm saying once an investigation is done, if you are deemed negligent, then you're
Mm.
held responsible for that crime. That's going to cause people to be a little bit more responsible. We have to go to a point now where we are um, treating schools like airports. This is insane.
It's insane. Yeah.
People, people aren't. I don't. What does it take? Does it take each individual to be a victim themselves to lose a child before they wake up and say, "This is unacceptable. We must go to great lengths to stop this from happening"?
Yeah.
We have to go to great lengths to stop this from happening. If nothing changes, nothing changes. There is something wrong with our culture. This
Yeah.
doesn't happen regularly around the world. Something is wrong in our culture. And typically I make the arguments, I understand the gun itself is not the problem. It's the individual with the gun. You're right. If somebody mows down people with or their vehicle at a farmer's market, we don't ban cars. We
Hmm.
don't. But we do have to, at this point, I'm all options should be on the table.
Hmm.
We should be, and I'm sick and tired of just watching things be steamrolled and held up just because the NRA has purchased everybody they possibly can purchase in Congress.
Yeah.
I'm a gun owner, and I like what I like what the sister said earlier too. With this political climate, the last thing I want to do is be unarmed.
Hmm.
It's a
You're right.
tragedy. I don't have anything else to share.
All right. CF. I don't. I see your initials. I don't know if I know you or not. This is your first time. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All
Yes. Yes.
right. I
Welcome.
was
Welcome.
invited
Welcome.
on, so
Oh, okay.
first,
Welcome.
first
Welcome.
time listener and caller. So
Yeah. Well, welcome. Welcome. Welcome.
thank you. Thank you.
So we have some other subjects in store that we
Hmm.
will get to, but I just felt the need that we needed to start with this tragedy here. What are your thoughts about the tragedy today and school violence school gun violence and gun violence in and of itself?
So all in all, I think I take a realist approach to the whole situation. America was literally founded on gun violence, so it's way deeper than what's on the surface or what we see on surface.
Hmm.
When you're a child, when you're a baby, the first thing that you're given as a boy is a toy gun. So
Hmm. That's true.
it's we're so desensitized to the violence and to the murders. It's just again, as the previous caller said, America's a business. It's on if we want to be realist about it, lives do not matter in America. So
Hmm.
um, it's not going to. I hate to say it, but it's not going to change, unfortunately, because with our current systems, it can change because as you kind of said before, it's a business. We're always America's a capitalist system. They're always going to choose business over life. So
Mm.
that's how I feel about it.
I can understand that. I can understand it. Holly, welcome back into the couch, shipmate. How do you feel about this subject before we move on, Holly? While we wait on her, Ethan, I know you've been waiting. You was the first one to go. Do you have anything to say about it? What anybody else has said so far? Before we move on to the topic at hand.
No, I just feel like everybody make good points. I just, like I said before, I just don't see a way to for like a lot of people are saying, like, how do you take guns from people? Like, I don't understand. Like,
You can
let's just
have.
say like
Yeah.
let's just say we were to say, okay, let's try to crack down. Like, how do you take guns from people? Do you think people just gonna allow you to walk in their homes and take the guns? Is that what you want?
No, you can have buyback programs. I mean, we've had those for years.
Yeah, so we
You
had it
can.
for years and nothing. You just said
And
nothing
people
changed.
get no people get the problem is we're selling more guns than we're buying back. I mean that's obvious.
Okay, so yeah, so I get that. So that's saying that doesn't really help the problem if we still
It
selling
does
more
it
guns. So
does if you're
are
buying.
you saying stop selling guns?
No, I'm saying like we can make it harder. We can make it where you have you have to have a license to buy it where you have to show that you're mentally competent to have a gun. You can have it where you have waiting periods so longer. You can have it where you have an age requirement. You can have it where I even thought of, which I don't know if it will be constitutional because you have to pay for it. It's like paying poll taxes, where you have to have insurance for having a gun. That helps to pay for hardening schools and stuff like that. But I can see that being unconstitutional simply because it's a constitutional right. Holly, welcome. Um, what do you like to say so far about with this first subject about the schools and gun violence?
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, I almost agree with Ethan on this. It's not the guns, it's the people.
Hmm.
It's difficult to control something because I think if you make it more difficult, it's going to make the black market that much more attractive. So people are going to get guns, however they get guns.
Hmm.
And it really strikes me because these children are suffering for our lack of solutions to these school shootings, which is
Hmm.
really really heartbreaking when you think about it. When we was in school, this never happened. So
Yeah.
what changed over the last however many years we've been out of school? I won't say so you don't know how old. But what I wanted to say is, I don't know if you recall, this was maybe 2 weeks ago. There was a man and a woman whose 14-year-old shot them in their sleep.
Yeah.
On
Well,
the
I
street
heard
corner.
vaguely of it. Vaguely of
Okay,
somebody.
I
Yeah.
was stationed with that man in Millington. I knew him
Really.
personally, and he was a gun enthusiast. He always came to work talking about how many guns he has, how he practiced gun safety with his son, and taking him out to shoot, and the whole 9 yards. And his son, they had an argument. His son waited until he and his mother went to sleep and went in there and shot and killed them, which was, kind of hit home.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
But I think there's something, I don't know what the solution is, but I know getting rid of guns or making it that much more harder to get them it may put a band-aid on it, but people who want guns are going to get guns. I would be interested to know what the statistics are of those people that's done these mass shootings that obtained those guns illegally. I mean, we know the kid got it from his father. The father had guns all over the house. Probably felt safe enough because, like I said, he was an enthusiast who taught his son gun safety and everything. But when you're a parent, it's your responsibility to guard those weapons, especially in this day and age. You know, somebody could make your kid mad at school, and now I'm gonna go get the gun and I'm gonna go to school and shoot him. You know, at 14. You know, so I really don't know what the solution is, but I don't think it's making it harder to get them or banning them any type of weapon. It's just going to make the black market that much more attractive to people. The same with drugs. People get rid of drugs. We got a war on drugs. People gonna get their drugs. People gonna get their guns. These are things, but I don't know why it's so much more prevalent here in the U.S. than it is in any other country.
Well, because we sell guns, it's a constitutional right here. There are not this many. We are the only country on earth that has more guns than people. It's that simple, and we're still selling more every single day.
And then I agree. You know, in this climate, you need a gun.
Go ahead.
To answer Holly's question, they said it's about 25% of mass shootings is done with illegal guns.
Okay. Thank you.
Today, oh boy, he got those guns legally.
See?
So
it was surprising. I know he was 20 something years old, so
guy.
I think it's 21. Yeah, 21 to get an AR. So, or actually 21. You can get an AR 18. You can get a pistol.
Depending on what state it is.
The thing about it is, you don't never know when somebody gonna snap. I could be a sound mind person, and just snap. I think about that even driving out. You know, on the road, somebody could just, like they did down in New Orleans, just snap and kill people with a vehicle. And I think somebody mentioned it. Are we going to start banning vehicles? This problem is deep rooted.
Well, it's and like CF said, it's because our country was founded with guns, and we have never and it's been a part of our fabric since the beginning. So that in and itself is the problem, because there's not this problem in Japan. It's not this problem in England. It's not this problem in Europe. It is an inherently American problem because we have so many guns. Is that simple? You can't say, yes, the gun does not shoot anybody individually in and of itself, but it's because we have so many in our country. Is that simple? You cannot deny that simple fact. Now, how do we fix it? How do we try to come around and fix it? I don't know. I'm gonna open it up to everybody just one quick second before we start the actual show. Does anybody else have anything real quick before we move on?
I do. Quick. I'm sorry, I go last. Go ahead.
Right. Joe, I think you said something. Joe, go ahead first.
I just wanted to ask you really think it's the volume of guns that we have that's the problem?
I think that's part of the problem. Absolutely.
Not cultural?
Because again, it's absolutely cultural too. It's cultural too, but it's still the volume of the gun. So you think that if let's go with Japan. If Japan had as many guns as we had, there would be as many or less shootings because of their culture.
Yes, 100%. So Japan lived under 500 years of Bushido, so the slightest disrespect gets your head cut off. There's 126 million people in this country the size of California. So that's really just a bad example, because I'm going to go and keep giving statistics on why that's a bad example. They have to learn how to give themselves that personal speech. Now there's 123 million. I'm sorry, they're in a population crisis. But the whole point is, no, I don't believe that it is. I don't believe it's the volume. It's like some of the other, what we're going to get into later on. I do believe you hit it on the head. The gun ownership is baked into our fabric, sure, but it's our culture there's a toxicity in our culture that's the problem. If you look in Iraq, a lot of those individuals, when that insurrection began, they were all armed, but they're not having school shootings. Japan, firearms are banned. You have to check out your hunting rifle or whatever, your recreation rifle. So that's just not a good example. But there's plenty. But other countries, and you're right, it's a unique problem in the United States. I just don't believe it is the gun itself. I believe it is our culture. Our culture is what makes this acceptable in one shape or form. And we almost glamorize it. We give these people their 30 seconds of fame on the news. None of that should be even, that's not the way it should be handled, in my humble opinion. But it is our culture, our culture, our culture. It cannot be the weapon itself. This is just the means in which they are doing this disgustingness. My opinion.
All right, CF, go, and then Ethan, I'm coming to you, and Vanessa, I think you have something as well. So CF, Ethan, and Vanessa, we'll end it with that.
And yeah, I do
CF?
agree with them. It is. I would say it is the culture and accessibility to it. With that being said, with the culture and accessibility is, we can't say. I'm not again not pointing fingers. That we can't say poor babies, and then as soon as we say that, go to the movies and watch John Wick and play Grand Theft Auto. So it's like
Okay.
we do glamorize gun violence, and it's part of our culture. You could be walking in the airport and you'll see someone shooting someone on a movie. So we're completely desensitized to it, and the only way to possibly fix it would be getting to probably remove accessibility, but you can't do that in America. There's too many guns, So there's
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Finish, and then I'll. Oh, yeah. My only pushback to that is those John Wick movies are shown in other countries as well. It's shown around the world.
That's true.
So I don't think it's not the movies, it's not the TV shows. I don't think that. Now, Ethan, you go ahead.
You can't say it's not the movie. Like, I understand that.
I would say that's definitely part of it.
Like what the other person was saying, it's the culture. Like this is who we are as American people. So it's like you can't say, well, they play GTA over there, or why we can't play GTA. We whole different people. Like why they don't do that? Maybe discipline of the child.
No, but they watch it. They those movies are there. Those games are there.
How to accurately shoot a gun like that.
Yes, but so I would say their teenage kids, their adults is a lot different than our teenage kids and our adults. We look at our adults and our teenage kids and be like, what the fuck? We look at theirs and again, obviously they do have, I'm not saying that they're perfect, clearly, but they're more mature or more like can handle themselves versus a lot of kids that come out in today's time, at least when I went to school. You look at them, they just like, I want to go kill somebody. I want to go do this. Like people are looking to get into violence. That's just what is, to me, at least in my opinion. That's why, because we play the games, we do it, and it's hard for them to separate the two. It's like, I want to play GTA in real life. That's fun.
Then you're making the point to have restrictions on who can buy your gun. Age limit, because you said these kids, so basically you're saying we need to have an age limit.
We have an age limit.
And you're saying no, but it's 18. It's 18 to buy an AR-15.
Okay,
in most states, or a lot of states.
Okay, so then do you say it should be an age limit for joining the military as well? So like we're kind of like, hey, if you can't do this, then you can't do this. So if you want to take it 25, let's just say it's 25. All right, it's 25 before you kicked out of your parents' house. It's 25 before you can rent a car. It's 25 before you can join the military. It's 25 before you can drink. It's 25. Like, are we just gonna make 25 the new adult, and everything up until then is a kids? And then if you say yes, then okay, so are we okay with 24-year-olds sleeping with 17-year-olds?
But
like,
I think
if we say what's kids and what's adults, like what?
I think when it comes to that, it comes with life. Like you don't treat a 15-year-old the way you treat a 11-year-old, but they're still minors. Both of them are still minors. One, you may be able to have to go out and go to the mall and hang out with their friends.
Yes, so we're not saying the way that we treat them. I'm saying the way that the law would treat them.
But that's I'm talking about the law as well. And that's why we have gradual things of 18 you can vote, but 21 is when you can buy a beer.
But the law would treat.
That's why I'm saying, so we can still have gradual things. It doesn't have to be 25.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Say again.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut.
No, I'm just saying, pushing back to your point that everything needs to be, if we're going to make buying a gun at 25, everything needs to be 25. We have gradual laws as we have it right now. So you can still have those same things, gradual laws.
I agree. I'm not saying that everything should be that. I'm just saying that like they all can be argued. So again, if you
I understand that, but like I'm gonna just say this: what Joe said is absolutely correct. If we do nothing this will continue. We have to do something. We have to, as a country, do something.
So,
But
do you think the
Go ahead.
country can stop
Go
people
ahead,
from
Ethan, and then I'm
being?
going Vanessa. I think that we can help reduce it. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Sorry, that was my airplane going by. Um, so to Ethan's point, like changing the age, you'd have to change it for everything. 25 is about when your prefrontal cortex and your reasoning center and all those things are finally done cooking. It makes perfect sense to change all those laws of what is an adult to 25. It makes perfect sense to stop using our babies who are 18 to 24 as cannon fodder and to make it so that you have to have all the reasoning up front before you join the military. I'm behind that 100%. I think going back to, I think it was Joe and CF, where they both made the point about it being like the culture is the problem. If we're just talking about mass shootings like today, I don't think it can be ignored that the statistics, the culture of that problem is fragile white male ego. There's
Mm,
unrequited love. There's I was abused and nobody listened. There's like you go back and you look at over what most mass shootings are about. It's about somebody hurt my feelings and nobody was listening to me. And now I'm going to make you all sorry. When it comes to like, you know, gang violence or when it comes to like intimate partner crime or suicide and like the other ways that you know that death is involved with the gun, you know, those statistics are pretty even all over the place. It's hard to put something down, and that's why I think you have to put, I think it's harder to get the permit, and the permit, like in some countries, that's the limit on the permit. You can get 3 guns on this permit. And if you want more guns, you need to come explain why before you get a new permit for 3 more guns. I think the stockpiling is a problem. I do think that that's something that should be looked
mhm.
at. But as far as it being like a cultural problem for mass shooting, that's all about, you know, fragility and mental health not being addressed in school either.
yeah,
Could I
I
ask a
absolutely
question? I'm
agree.
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
with age, how would age matter? Like most people aren't killed with legal guns, so you can get a gun any age from anywhere. So how would
Uh,
restricting the age will still be in the same predicament we are now?
So
no,
if you restrict
Well,
the age and required some kind of training, like right now you have to get like FOID, right? Or you have to
Hmm.
whatever your, you know, the state requires or your local government requires, depending on this the strenuous or the strength of like the laws around you.
Hmm.
If you added, because not everywhere has like training requirements, like my daughter had to do 250 hours of behind the wheel and like 30 hours
yeah.
in a classroom
Yes,
before she was allowed to sit in a car to go even try to get her license. If you added things like that and waited until people were fully mature and able to make better reasoning, it would cut back on a lot of it. You can't cut back on all of it.
how would that stop people from
yeah.
getting illegal guns?
You can't.
So that's what you yeah to do that you have to make people responsible for their guns. People, we are not responsible for our guns now.
how would we,
Right now, the only people that are responsible for I'm just saying, like as far as accountable for their guns are people that have licenses to sell
okay, but
guns.
I got
They
a
have
question
to
for you.
actually transfer. Go ahead.
So wouldn't that incentivize me getting a legal gun? Because if I'm gonna be responsible for my guns, no matter what happens, if somebody comes again, I get you the example. If somebody comes and steal it, I'm still responsible, whatever it may be. Why am I getting a legal gun? I just get a legal gun and I still get everything that. And then if somebody steal it, oh well, I don't care.
And if you're caught with an illegal gun, you get 10 years in
Depends
prison.
on the state. Yeah.
Okay, but then, so how do
So
you? Then how do you?
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying
no, no,
if
but you're right. No, you're right,
you
yeah.
Bobby.
have a higher
But
penalty, that if you get caught with an illegal
okay, but
gun,
so how do
you
you?
know,
So do you
right,
just do random searches on people's guns?
no, we do random
Oh
searches
my
now.
God.
We do. I'm saying like it's under all. I'm not saying that we need to actively be like, do you have a gun on you? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is we need to be responsible for our. Why can't we
No,
be responsible for our gun?
I
Why can't?
understand
Why
that.
can't? Let me hold on. Let me just ask you this. Why can't if I want to give you a gun? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't it be a law that I need to take my registered gun from me to you? And if I lose that gun, if that gun becomes missing, I need to report it to the police or firearms or ATF that this gun was lost on this date, or this is when I realized the gun was lost. And then if they see a pattern for me constantly losing guns, then they know they have a problem. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's going to fix everything tomorrow. It will not. It will take years. It will take decades to start to actually fix it overall. But we have to start somewhere. We can't just say, well, that ain't gonna fix the problem. That ain't gonna fix the problem. Then nothing will fix the problem. We have to do something. So let me ask you, Ethan, is there anything that you think can be done that should be done to fix the problem?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer that. Can I respond to before? So
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
my
Absolutely.
question to you again, how does that not incentivize illegal guns? Because if I want to go do mass shooting and I can't, let's say, raise the age limit, whatever it may be, you put these rules in place, I'm still going to be able to get a gun. So to me, it just incentivizes. If you make it harder, it incentivizes now the black market, like Holly said. It's just, why are we? I don't want that, because then it's just like, to me that's gonna be worse. But you're only looking at it from the good, like, hey, it could do this, it could do this, it could do this. So to answer your question, can you repeat it one more time? I'm sorry.
So the question
Mhm.
is, and I want to respond to that, is this. I don't know about you, but I'll just speak for myself. I'm not going to do anything that's going to put me in jail.
Of course.
I don't give a shit if you talking about me, between difference between me registering a gun that I buy because now I have to be responsible for that gun, or me buying an illegal gun and getting 10 years in jail. I'll take
Okay,
registration,
but
Alex.
take it out of take
and,
it
and
off
and the
of
majority,
you.
and don't get me wrong, hold on, let me just say this. I grew up in Philly. I wanted to have a gun when I was younger. I thank God that I never got one, because who knows what could have happened and I couldn't be on this podcast right now. So to sit here and say I understand, many of I know people, I've seen all of this shit. So you need to understand that I understand where you're coming from. And I understand when
Holly,
you're
if
young, you're
I
not
have
going to
a
have that frontal
question.
lobe and understand that having illegal guns and all of this stuff, and the penalties and all of that stuff. But we have to start somewhere.
Yeah,
But so what
I
I was
remember your
asking you
question.
was,
Yeah.
and you, yeah, go ahead,
So you
go
said,
ahead.
where is there anywhere that we can start, or is there, in my opinion,
What, what do you think should be done today, if you was a congressman or a senator? What laws would you push for today to help with what's going, the epidemic we have? Because we all agree that there's a
Mhm.
problem. I don't think
Okay.
anybody said there's not a
So
problem.
again, let's just say I was president for one day, or for the next 5 years. What would I do? And I can do anything that I possibly can. What I would do is,
Well, I'm gonna stop you there because the president
I
does
know
not have the
I'm just
power to
trying to
change
give you,
anything
like,
in and
I'm
of
just
itself.
trying to be like
Okay, all
absolute
right,
ruler. I understand president don't have all the power,
okay,
but we just talking.
okay.
So let's just say I can do anything I want. I'm gonna ask somebody. I could just change the USA tomorrow. What I would do is, to me, pay more attention to mental health in school. I think a lot of problems that we have in
Okay.
society is because a lot of people are not heard, or not felt, or not felt like they cared about in school. I would make it mandatory after school, after high school, that you either have to have a scholarship or you have to join the military. I think a lot of the problems with uh, violence in general, not just gun violence, but violence in general, is because people don't have a way out. They don't see a way out. I talk to so many of my friends. I'm like, why don't you just join them? They say, I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. I got to sell drugs. I'm like, why don't you just join the military? I ain't never thought of that. Like, they don't even. To me, I would say it's mandatory, because if you go and you make a 2 year survey, you can get out if you don't like it, and obviously, you can do whatever the hell you want. But it gives you an option, because
Hmm.
so many people have a negative stigma on the military. So I think how you stop this is not taking away guns; it's promoting culture like it is overseas. Whether, again, I'm taking extremes because I think something needs to happen with joining the military and giving people the opportunity that they don't foresee, or they don't even know that they know is there, but it's already a negative. Like, I'm not gonna, like, I didn't want to join the military because I'm like, anybody about to scream in my face, I'm gonna swing on them. That's how I was. But when I joined, I'm like, oh, I was scared for no damn reason. And the mental health, I think, is a very, very big part of why people do what they do.
So just to sum it up, your two big things is basically either better advertisement or possibly the draft. I'm
Yeah.
asking. But either better advertisement or the draft and more mental health in
Yes.
schools. Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
Can I say something?
yeah. Give it. We got 5 more minutes, and I'm
I've
gonna
been
start the
waiting.
extra
I've
program.
been
Okay.
waiting. All right. So, what could we?
Make it quick, Ronnie, because you
Listen,
can talk.
listen. That's why I waited. And I said I would go last because everybody
All right, man.
has their perspectives of all this stuff,
Yeah,
right?
Break it
So
down.
just
Break it
for
down for you.
me, one, the United States is a baby country compared to all them other countries. So you can't compare those countries to the United States or the United States to them. We are not in their league. They've been around thousands of years. This country's been around 200 plus, whatever it is. It's going to take time to get a lot of those things out. Those things were happening back then. They just didn't have guns. They had swords. They was throwing people off mountains and cutting people's head off. It's no different, right? Now we just have guns now, right? Now, and society is different. Like everyone's talking about culture. 100% agree. If we change what culture is about all of us, you got to humanize everybody, right? A lot of people are dehumanized. The system is dehumanizing a lot of people. If you think about this, if you look at the movies, and a part of that is that, right? You don't see some things in Japan that you can see here on our internet or on our shows that they show all day. It's not the same. I lived over there. They're not showing shoot 'em up movies all day. You don't see that all day. You might see it in the movies, but on TV, you don't see that. You're looking at educational stuff most of the time, right? So it's different. So what it is, like what everyone's talking about, and I believe we all kind of on the same page. We all got our ways to look at it, and we're all right? It basically is what it's saying is we are a conglomerate of all these thoughts, and there's not going to be one way to fix it. There's not going to be 10 ways to fix it, right? It's going to be a cultural thing where it's going to take a long time to get this stuff out of people's mindset to saying, hey, this is the final thing that I need to do, and it's the only answer that I can do. Instead of going to talk to somebody, I'm going to use this to get them to listen to me, right? Yes, mental health has an issue. It's a big issue everywhere. Everybody has mental issues. Everybody on this planet has some type of mental issue. There ain't no sane person on here if you don't know. It's too much stuff going on to even think about to be sane, right? So the whole point of it is ultimately the person. So for me, they always say, oh, it's going to be some mental health issue where blah, 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 wasn't getting his ice cream on whatever day it is. Now he want to go. That's bullshit. You can't determine what somebody's mental health is. You can't determine what a person's intent is. Just like what Holly said, people are just freaking people. It's so many different. It's so many different ideas, and it's what 300 some or 340 million Americans now. So it's 340 million different thought processes. You can't put everybody in the box. It might fix these 100 million people, but outside of that box, you got 200 and some odd million people saying, I'm not getting in that box, right? And you can't say they have to get in the box. It's just not going to work that way. So what do you have to do? You have to change culture, humanize people, make everybody want to help other people instead of. That's what the difference is in those other countries. In Japan, a 5-year-old child can literally get out of their house, get on a train, go to school, do everything they possibly do, come home safely. Nothing is going to happen to that child. Nothing, right? Do they have mass? Do they have murderers over there? Absolutely. Do they do things that we don't do? So when they fail at stuff, instead of them going to shoot their freaking head off, they go jump in front of trains or jump out of buildings. We don't do that here. You understand what I mean? So the difference is just culturally make us all humanize all of us, right? But everybody's not seen as a human to some people. It's just not in their purview because has nothing to do with a mental issue. It's just they don't see it that way. Does that make any sense to everybody? So
it does.
So what we're doing, and everybody said, what should we be doing? We're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We're talking about it right now. It's getting to a broader audience where we on a closer ground root level are talking about these things. If we see something, or we talk to our neighbors about this stuff, we talk to our school boards about these things. You talk to your reps and say, hey, this is something that needs to be something that we need to address, something that needs to be changed from me. And the age group thing is 18, go to military, 21 to drink is because it's physiological. It has nothing to do with anything else. It's how your body breaks down alcohol. And people don't, oh, it's got to be these age. Go do the research, right? So those age things are for a specific reason. A lot of research was put into that, right? So let's get off the alcohol. I want to stay on this topic a little bit because this is something that's never going to change. It's never going to change here because I should say that it's going to get better, but it's never going to be zero. Nothing's ever going to be zero, ever. And don't expect it to be. What we can do is start chopping down a piece of that cake at a time and start eating it off, because you can't eat the whole cake. You can't. You're just not going to do it, because those other, like I said, the people that's outside of that box are not going to want to have any cake. You know what I'm saying? If you do certain things, right? So you got to make us all like, think of us like your brothers and sisters. And we don't think of it that way. If you're not in my group, you the op, basically, if in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they teach you all day on TV. You know what I'm saying? Even all the news channels just are ops. You know what I'm saying? Togetherness on this, on nothing. Is there togetherness on anything that we do here, except when somebody bombs something and mess up the United States? Now we go kill everybody. Other than that, ain't nobody. Everybody's never going to be. The states are all different. Streets are different. Yeah. Schools are different. All they do is teach.
We had to figure
you understand what I mean? So that's the whole thing I'm trying to say. It's like we all got to get together more and make us all feel like we are humans.
But I agree with that. But we have to do something in the meantime as we work on that.
We're doing it. We're doing it right now, Bobby.
Yeah. But we got to come up with some laws. We have to.
I'm sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. Wait. I forgot that part. So laws are already out here, right? So I know people that actually big time drug dealers, right? Get caught with a whole bunch of drugs, right? Instead of them going to jail for the drugs, they get more time for the guns. The system is already in place. The laws are already in place, right? They are harsh laws. Most states have really, really, really harsh laws on guns. If you get caught with a legal gun, hold on, hear me out. Go look at any state. You get caught with a legal gun in most states, I think it's automatic 5 years, mandatory, right? In most states, right? Some states are worse, right? So the laws are already set in place, right? Do we have to continue to try to get people on board? Absolutely. Are the laws what law could you possibly change that's gonna affect everyone? It's never gonna be that. It's in my opinion.
We got to start somewhere. Holly, go ahead and then.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a point. Everybody was talking about the culture thing, and I absolutely 100% agree with that, because having been stationed in Naples, Italy, when I first got there, I went to the gas station, and there's a bar at the gas station. You can fill your car up and have a drink while the man is out there pumping your gas, because alcohol isn't glamorized over there. There's nothing over there. There's nothing to see a teenager having a glass of wine with a meal. And this blew my mind, like, what in the world? But it's absolutely, when you think about those things, and they don't have these drunk drivers, killing people and doing all these kind of crazy things because of alcohol. So it's absolutely a cultural issue that we have to address. And like somebody said, we're desensitized. Even with the school shootings, it's like, man, it's another school shooting. When this first started, everybody was like with their hair on fire out now. Now it's almost like white noise at this point. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, wow, okay, another school shooting. Let's pray for the families, and you kind of keep moving. So there definitely is absolutely a cultural thing when you think about it.
All right, I think we had a great talk about this topic. So I want to go ahead and move on so we can try to get to another part of the show. So most of the people that's on here have been guests before, and I know of their views, including Ethan. I know he is a Trump supporter. CR, I'm not sure about you if you support Trump or not, because CF, I'm sorry. Because I've decided a couple of weeks ago I had something to chat my ass. So I said, anytime I would talk to a Trump supporter, this is one of the questions that I will ask when I have this discussion. So, see if I'm just actually, because I know Ethan does already supports Trump. Do you support Trump?
I have no political affiliation, so neither or.
Yeah. Oh, no political. Okay. All right. So, but I'll ask you as well, just because you're a man. So I'll ask you as well. Ethan, my question is, and to you, CF, as well, is I don't know if you know about Lawrence Taylor or not. He is a former football player who I want to say 8 years ago, somewhere around
Mhm.
there, was convicted of um, statutory rape. It was he pled down, so it was a misdemeanor, but he paid for sex and had sex with a 16-year-old girl, and is a registered sex offender. Here, about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, first off, he actually campaigned for Trump during the 2024 campaign, on stage with him and everything, as a registered sex offender. Now, here 3 weeks ago, Trump has added him to a national board for children's fitness. So he went to the White House, stood behind the presidential seal, as a registered sex offender. Um, so my question to you is just a simple question. Those are the facts. Nothing I said is not factual whatsoever. Those are the absolute facts. He pled guilty to misdemeanors, but it was for having sex with a 16-year-old girl. He said he did not know. I will add that part. She mentioned that she was beat up and made to force to have sex with him, and and all. So my question is, regardless, he's a sex offender. Do you think it is good judgment for Trump, both you guys? Do you think it's good judgment for Trump to have a registered sex offender on a board, a national board for children? See, if I'm gonna ask you first, what do you
Okay.
think?
Yeah. So I'll say first and foremost, I'm not too. Just going completely off of what you stated. I'm not too
Yeah.
familiar of the whole situation with Lawrence Taylor, but again, with me not having an alliance, I'm just always going to choose what's right. If you have been registered as a
Hmm.
sex offender, you shouldn't be around children. That's the law. So
Okay.
point blank,
Okay.
if he's guilty of it, of course he should not be
Yeah.
around children. So that's definitely
Yeah. Or on a
yeah,
board for children.
yeah.
Period. In and of itself. Ethan, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I support Trump, but there's a lot of things that he do that I don't agree with, and that if that's the
Okay.
way that it happened, everything I would have to do the research.
Yeah, like I said, you can look it up. You
Yeah,
can look it
of
up,
course.
and you will see. Yeah, like I said, you will see that
If that
he pled
That's fine.
guilty.
I'm
He
not trying to
registered as a
challenge. I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, if
yeah.
that's everything that you laid out, then yeah, I don't agree with that.
Hmm.
That's bullshit.
Okay, all right. And so now, I guess my next question, which would be, because I absolutely agree, and I think everybody on this call right now, on the pod right now, would agree with that. Is, do you not agree that that shows lack of um character and moral things for Trump in and of itself, and his judgment is terrible to do something like, because that to me is a moral fallacy, and values. You know what I'm saying? Not just to have him, not just to have him on stage with you during a campaign, but to actually put him on a board for children. Like, that just shows to me that you don't have the mental capacity to make good judgment calls.
I mean, no, I don't agree with that. I
Okay.
think uh, there's not one person alive that I completely agree with. So he's gonna do things
Hmm.
that I'm like, that's stupid, or I don't agree with that, or I wish he didn't do that. Same with every other person on the earth. They're gonna do things that I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. I understand, like, this is a big thing, and obviously it is, but there are other things that would contradict, at least to me. Say that he has sane judgment and he's doing a good job of this. And I like how he did this, and then there's other things where I'm like, this is a terrible job at this. He needed to do this. Like, I'm not a cult member. I'm not just gonna be like everything he does perfect. Obviously not. I feel like every president sucks in some type of way. Like, I haven't found one. I haven't found one person that doesn't suck in some type of way. We all got our problems,
Hmm.
and that doesn't speak for just because he does something that you disagree with. I don't think you could just say, well, he can't make sound judgment and stuff. Like, yes, that's a poor judgment that he made. I understand, but
Okay.
that doesn't
All right.
mean every
Go ahead.
judgment he makes is not poor. That's kind of crazy.
All right. So that leads me to the next subject, because I think we all agree on that. Agree on that, and honestly, I appreciate your intellectual honesty on that, because I have come across Trump supporters who absolutely have no problem with it, And to me, like I say, if you don't have a problem with that, there's nothing that we can talk about, because we can't come to any agreement on anything, because you don't have the same, you have no values or morals to me at all as
I know,
well. So that leads me.
can
Go
I say
ahead.
one thing? So just
Yes.
just to throw this out there. I know like everybody's not perfect, right? But some people, some decisions are much worse than others, right? Every decision that is not on the same doesn't get the same grade, right? Some decisions, yeah, you know what I mean? Man, I left the club one night, got in my car, drove my house. That's dumb. Give myself an F, right? But if you put a registered child sex offender on a national board for children for the world to see, that is a freaking Z. That shit ain't even on a grading freaking criteria. So you can't equally say that. So my point is when people's like, oh well, he makes poor decisions, he makes good decisions. So does any decision that he made takes away that Z grade?
In my eyes,
No,
yeah.
no, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I mean?
So I'm actually, yeah, but no. He said you said yes, right? You
So
said yes. So
yes, it's a bad decision. Like I'm not saying it. It doesn't. Okay, so are you asking? Does it erase it? Like where it just I no longer look at it? Like is that what you're asking? Or you're asking?
So no. What I'm doing is like you gotta you have to weigh these decisions, right? A decision has to be weighed, right? You have to give some type of way to measure it. A good way, a bad way. Just say it's on 100 scale, right? Let's say it's on we're gonna use the alphabet because there's only 26 characters in there, right? So if he make a Z decision, which is that to me, right? And he makes a L decision, which is right in the middle. So you're saying basically since he made an L decision and he made a Z decision, it's even, it's a zero. It's just it's a 50%, 50-50, he's good. Is what you're basically what I'm trying to understand.
I'm never gonna say he's good for making that decision if everything lines up to where it's laid out. I'm just saying that I'm not gonna hyper focus on that.
So no.
But see, he makes. But this is.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I want to keep the conversation going to where I'm trying to get to, which is right now his big thing is crime, and he's coming to all of these blue cities and blue states, more importantly, blue states, to talk about crime and to fight crime. When, in my opinion, he has no right to talk about crime whatsoever. None whatsoever. Period. And I have a video that I want everybody to watch real quick because, and I know we've been in the pod a little bit long, but it's very informative on just the things that the people he has pardoned already this year. So you can understand why so when I say he has no right to talk about, it's not just he's literally palling around with a sex offender. That in and of itself to say, how the hell can you talk about crime and you're hanging out with a sex offender and you're putting that sex offender on a board?
Exactly.
I don't understand like that. It's so much bigger than just one decision. Right. It's all of his decisions. And let me just play this real quick.
Donald Trump is the most unabashedly pro-criminal, pro-crime president of my lifetime. In fact, I started compiling this list of all the people that Donald Trump has pardoned or come to the aid of just since taking office in January, and it is mind-boggling.
This year.
On his first day in office, Donald Trump pardoned every last one of the January 6th insurrectionists who stormed the Capitol and attempted a coup against the U.S. government on his behalf. Roughly 1,500 convicted or suspected accused criminals. They included hundreds who were handed lengthy sentences for very serious felonies, such as assaulting police with deadly weapons. Many of those rioters have had, maybe you won't be shocked to hear this, serious brushes with the law since they were pardoned. Andrew Tate is one example. He used a metal whip and bear spray to assault police officers at the Capitol. He was sentenced to 6 years after bragging about these crimes to a woman on a dating app. 2 weeks after being pardoned by Trump and freed from prison, he was arrested in Texas for soliciting a minor for sex. Then on the second day of his presidency, Donald Trump pardoned Ross Ulbricht, founder of the Silk Road and online black market for drug dealing. The guy took hundreds of millions in commissions on sales of methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, and other opioids. I mean, you could make a case he was the biggest drug dealer in American history. He was serving 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole when Donald Trump pardoned him unconditionally. On his 3rd day in office, Trump pardoned Washington, D.C. police officer Tara Sutton and Lieutenant Andrew Zabowski. Sutton illegally chased a 20-year-old man on a moped for 10 blocks. He struck another car and died in the crash. The 2 officers then tried to cover up their role in his death. They were sentenced to hard time for obstructing justice. Trump pardoned them, falsely claiming the motorist they had killed was illegal. They have since been reinstated to the D.C. police.
That was day 3.
Trump also pardoned former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, convicted on 17 counts of corruption, including an attempt that we all remember and all heard to sell off Barack Obama's former Senate seat. Trump pardoned him using the former Democrat's criminal case as a way to discount the myriad investigations, indictments, and convictions that he faced. He pardoned Brian Kelsey, a Republican former Tennessee state senator, a guy that was 2 weeks into a 21-month sentence for a campaign finance fraud when Trump pardoned him. He illegally funneled nearly $100,000 into a failed congressional campaign. In May, Trump pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley, TV reality stars who were serving federal prison sentences for wire and bank fraud. The lavish lifestyle they flaunted on air was apparently bankrolled by fraudulent bank loans the couple hid from tax.
Mind you, he's using bank loans to get rid of the first black woman governor of the Fed board.
Right.
They were 2 of nearly 24 convicted fraudsters, thieves, and drug dealers Trump pardoned in May. Again, this is way beyond the pace of any president in my lifetime. He also pardoned Trevor Milton. He was the founder of an electric truck company. He was sentenced to federal prison for exaggerating the company's technology, up to and including a fake commercial in which they pushed an immobile model of the truck down a hill to make it look like it could really drive fast.
With all the cameras in place, the director calls action and sends the truck. Powered by nothing but gravity, this shell of a truck gathers a big head of steam. By the time it passes the film crew, it's cruising at interstate speed. Beautiful. Cut.
The truck didn't actually work. Milton went to jail for it because he defrauded people. Last year, he donated $1.8 million to Donald Trump's campaign, and Trump pardoned him in March.
He pardoned him for $1.8 million. That is complete and utter corruption in and of itself. I'm continuing.
Will not need to compensate his shareholders who lost millions. Now, that is just a partial list of Trump's pardons and commutations since he took office 7 months ago. It's a wild list. It's unlike any list I've ever seen or ever covered. But in that time, he has also gone out of his way to accommodate some of the worst accused and convicted criminals you can imagine. Like the manosphere influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate, who have been accused in multiple countries of rape, human trafficking, and sex with minors. In fact, they have been held for 3 years on charges in Romania when allies in the Trump administration worked to have them repatriated to the U.S. And within weeks of being at home, Andrew Tate, who denies the many, many horrible charges against him, faced new legal trouble.
In a civil suit filed in Los Angeles this week, model Bree Stern accusing Tate of sexually assaulting and choking her at the Beverly Hills Hotel earlier this month. Stern sitting down with NBC News from Los Angeles in her first interview about that night.
Talk to me about what was going through your mind in that moment.
I was scared to death. I was terrified that I might die.
Remember, the Trump administration went out of their way to get the Tates and bring them into the U.S. And it's also important to remember, even as Trump and his aides were falsely accusing hundreds of men, from hairdressers to soccer enthusiasts, of being hardcore MS-13 gang members and disappearing them from the country, that federal prosecutors under Trump are now quietly dropping charges against the actual bona fide leaders of that gang they spent years pursuing and charging. In fact, Trump is actually freeing those gang leaders and sending them to El Salvador's president, Nayib Bukele. And the Trump administration may be doing it to cover up corruption. According to a New York Times investigation, U.S. prosecutors have amassed substantial evidence of a corrupt pact between the Salvadoran government and some high-ranking MS-13 leaders who they say agreed to drive down violence and bolster Bukele politically in exchange for cash and perks in jail.
And just so you know, El Salvador is where he sent the people first when he deported them. So he had to deal with the president, and the president said, "We need to let these guys go, so that way they can still bolster me to get me what I need." The president
Don't
of
forget,
South.
Trump also intervened on the behalf of a man named Dahoud Hanid Ortiz, a U.S. Venezuelan dual citizen who returned here as part of that prisoner swap from Venezuela last month. This individual was convicted of bludgeoning 3 people to death in an office in Spain where he was looking for a man he suspected of sleeping with his ex-girlfriend. He murdered 3 people, according to Venezuelan courts. He was charged in Madrid. He was brought back to the U.S. and freed by Donald Trump.
Did y'all just hear that? A murder of 3 people came back to brought him back and said, "You're cool. You're good. You're good." Let me finish this
According
off.
to most recent reporting, whereabouts unknown, just out in the country. And then, of course, there's Ghislaine Maxwell, the Palm Beach socialite who recruited and groomed young women for child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Many of Epstein's accusers say Maxwell also abused them personally. She knows as much as anyone alive about Epstein's depraved crimes and his associates, and the Trump administration moved her to a minimum security prison against existing federal prison policy, giving her an extraordinary waiver to be in a prison she couldn't be in because she's a sex offender. After interviewing her for 2 days and getting her on tape saying she never saw Donald Trump be anything but a perfect gentleman. These are the criminal, an unbelievable list of people who have done truly awful things, most of them convicted felons, some accused of doing truly awful things. Each one of these alone would be a scandal that wrecked another administration. And all that list of all these people, I mean, MS-13 kingpins, people convicted of a triple homicide, a woman who's the accomplice of the most notorious sex trafficker in American history. They all come from the man who claims he's undoing American carnage, fixing a rampant crime problem that largely exists only in his mind and serves, obviously, as a pretext for targeting his political enemies, whoever they may be, targeting people like recently, and we'll get into this later, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook claiming she committed mortgage fraud, needs to be fired, or raiding John Bolton's home and office, saying he mishandled classified information, threatening to reopen the Bridgegate investigation because former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie criticized him on TV. Mm-hmm. Right? All these people that are his enemies are criminals, or backing criminals. And he claims that so he can seek retribution. A rhetorical exercise that flies in the face of reality and the statistics. I mean, what's crazy about this right now, as opposed to, say, 2020, 2021, when we saw a big spike in crime around the country, is we are in the midst of, under the last few years of the Biden administration and the first 8-9 months of this year, having nothing to do with Donald Trump, historic and really genuinely encouraging huge drops in crime, both violent and nonviolent. There has never been a president in recent American history who has gone out of his way, who has done more to free more criminals and accommodate more crimes than Donald Trump.
So, Ethan, I'm going to just say the man has no business talking about crime. It's insulting for him to talk about crime. And the floor is yours. How would you like to respond to that?
I mean, I don't really have nothing to say. The president has the power to pardon people. He's using his power to pardon people. I don't have to agree with who he pardons. I don't have nothing to say about that.
So I guess. So how do you feel about him? How do you feel about him going to D.C. and bringing in the National Guard, talking about going to Chicago and all these other cities, bringing National Guardsmen from Louisiana when their crime problem is worse in Louisiana than it is in D.C.? How do you feel about him in and of itself? Do you not feel insulted like I do for him being a crime boss and talking about crime as if he can fix it? And people and bringing up the word dictator, I can bring those videos up as well of him saying that he can, people are saying, we may need a dictator, because, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not saying it correctly, because we need to do because I know how to fix the crime.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that?
So I did answer that question. I'm gonna just read my answer if that's all right.
Go ahead.
He is not going to blue cities. He's going after the most dangerous cities in America. So
no, he's not. No.
That's absolutely
No.
false.
Okay.
That is absolutely the most dangerous city
Hold
in
on.
America is actually
You got.
actually
finish.
the most homicide per capita is actually in Mississippi. It's actually in
I
Mississippi.
mean, I can show you the list that I have right here. It's literally saying per 100,000 people, the cities that are top 10, top 5. I can read it off to you if that's fine with you. But
Absolutely, go ahead, go for it.
Hello. He's getting his data.
Yeah, I'm just.
Getting stats. Okay, you bring it up. Okay,
right here.
All right.
All right. Number 1. This is per population over 1 million. Number 1, Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh no! We're not going to do that. Buddy. We're not going to filter out. Like we got to start at a million.
Okay,
bro.
Because what that does is automatically take away red states. That takes away a ton of red states.
Okay. So I'm trying to. Okay, I understand that you guys have opinions, right? I also have a list without 1 million. You gotta let me finish without just saying no.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just do it do it per capita. Try that number and see where your data starts.
Yeah, per capita.
Do per capita.
Because that's the chart that he used. That's the chart that Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not a red or blue issue. This is literally just stats. This is what it's showing. So I understand that you guys don't like the list. I'm just reading off of what the list is showing.
No. We want a factual list. That's all.
And I want to know what that reference is. Where you get that? Where's this information coming from?
I posted.
No. Let him read his list first. No, hold on. Let him read his list. Absolutely.
I'll start over,
brother.
Memphis. This is population over 100 million. Over 1 million. Memphis. This is top 5. Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
St. Louis, Baltimore, Washington, Birmingham, Alabama. This is all crime, not considering 1 million. St. Louis, Detroit, Baltimore, Memphis, Cleveland, Oakland, somewhere in New Mexico, Milwaukee, New Orleans, Philadelphia. Those are the top 10.
Okay.
Which of those are red states?
All right.
Which of those are red cities?
How many? Yeah. So
none of these are red cities.
Detroit is a red city.
Whoa!
Detroit is a red city.
Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis,
your data's wrong.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Your data's wrong, bro. I'm telling you.
I'm not. I understand that
Detroit. I'm from there, dog. Detroit is a red city.
Okay, I understand your opinion. This is what the voter map is showing.
Not opinion, it's a fact.
No, it's not an opinion. Hold on. So Tennessee is not a Republican state.
Yes,
let's start with that. Number 1.
I'm saying city. The city is blue.
So
we're talking about the most dangerous cities, and you're saying why is it going to blue city? I understand the state is red. I understand that, but we are talking about cities. The city itself voted blue. So therefore, I'm going based off of what the city is. The city does not equal the state.
No, but he's not. Is he saying that he needs to go to Memphis? I'm a simple question. Has Trump once said he needs to go to Memphis, Tennessee? Number one. Did Trump say from your list, the number 1 city on your list that you produced, did Trump say he needs to go to Memphis, Tennessee?
I don't have that answer for you. If you say it's no,
I can tell you the answer. I can tell you the answer. The answer is no. No. You
type it in Google.
Hold on. You're changing the subject. Let me. You're changing the subject.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to sit here and say that urban populations don't vote blue. I'm not going to sit here and say that because we all understand that, and that's why you're using that. That's why you're saying that. We're talking about he is threatening to go to blue cities in blue states. In blue state again. So number 1, that's not going to talk about
what do you want me to say? How is that
the state? The state is
okay. The city, but we're saying the city is blue.
My brother, you still refuse to answer the simple thing with what I said from the beginning. He's going to blue cities and blue states. No, you have not, because Memphis is a blue city and a red state.
Okay, what does that matter? He's saying go to the
just
city,
like. Correct? No, it matters. Completely matters because he's going to the city.
It doesn't matter the state that is in.
So the most dangerous city, Joe. I hope you can hear because I want you to come up next. The most dangerous city according to you, You're saying bypass that, and we can just handle the other ones first. That's your contention.
Again, I don't have a list of things, a list of
No, no,
cities
no,
that
no,
he
no,
said he
no. I'm
went
going by
to.
your list.
I understand that.
He has.
Okay, but you got to like.
I'm
Okay,
telling you.
you have to listen to what I'm saying.
I love it.
I'm literally answering your question. And you saying no.
Okay.
I do not have a list of cities that he said that he's going to. If he did not say that he's not going to Memphis, then okay, I'm not rebuttaling that. I'm not. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Like I'm not saying that. All I am saying is,
Did he
again,
say he's going to St. Louis? He said
again,
he's going to St. Louis.
I don't have the list, so no
He's
matter
going to
what state,
Chicago.
no matter what city you're
I'm telling you for sake of argument, and Joel, please be ready. For sake of argument, he has not named a single city in a state that voted for him, that he won the election in 2024.
Okay.
He has not named a single city that you named off of your list that he said this National Guard needs to go to. I'm telling you that.
In Baltimore,
Joe, would you
is it not?
Joe, Baltimore did not vote for Trump.
Yes,
Joe,
I
you
know
there?
it's blue, but I'm saying. Go ahead.
Joe,
Bobby,
please.
no. I want you guys. Hold on, Bobby, no. I want the young man to finish his point. Let him give his list. I understand we're pushing back on the way his list is curated, but let the man finish his statement, and we're gonna have a good time.
Okay, all right. So, would you like to finish your list, Ethan, to the non million, like the list without the million people?
The list is finished. I would finish my point. Yeah, I mean that would be nice.
Go ahead, please do. I'm sorry, and I apologize for not letting you finish your point. I'm sincerely sorry. I got hyped.
So again, not going to blue cities is going to most dangerous cities. I do agree with deploying National Guards. I'm 100% behind that. I don't understand why you're not. Washington D.C. proves why I am behind that. Violent crime has dropped 49%. Burglaries have fell 48%. Car thefts have fell 36%. So again, I'm fine with that. If the police need help to manage the crime of people, I'm perfectly fine with that. And like you said earlier, he made promises to try to restore law and order. Again, I don't have a problem with National Guard. I don't think he's going off the blue cities. I think, again, I just read you a list of it's saying, and it's not a cherry pick list. It's just in America, most dangerous cities, and that's what populated. I'm sorry that they are blue. I don't really understand.
All right. I have so much to say, but I gotta give it open up to everybody. Joe, please, my brother, you're up.
Well, it's just hard for me to understand how we end up being Trump supporters in the first place. Has there ever been a president who's been more dishonest and corrupt? I mean, the documented pattern of lies, misinformation, the indictments, the alleged abuses of power, then his disregard for democratic norms. We got a perfect example of that right now. The egregious, blatant, obvious gerrymandering, the purpose for that in Texas, trying to add 5 states just to ensure. I mean, that's just such a disregard for
5 seats.
I'm actually glad that there are others that are meeting fire with fire, but just a blatant disregard for democratic norms. You are breaking down the very fabric of what has kept us sane and healthy, this democratic experiment that's better than Rome's. So, that attempt to overturn the 2020 election, you're going to deny that? Pressure on officials to find votes. You didn't hear his voice. He didn't say that. The January 6th insurrection.
Joe, I think we lost you. Yeah, I think we lost you. All right.
Hear me now?
Before we go any further, see ya. Yeah, I got you back.
Can't hear me now?
You back. Go ahead.
So
we got you now.
exploitation of the presidency for his personal gain, promoting his businesses, steering government and foreign spending towards his properties during his first election. How about his lack of empathy and decency? How many times have you seen him belittle, just disregard the entire office? Disregard the entire office, the status, the grandeur, the respect that the office requires, by belittling people, gold-starred families, belittling American heroes. his divisive rhetoric, inflaming racial, cultural, political tensions for his own advantage. It's not even the fact that, okay, there's a sacred trust between the military and the population, and I think that's a dangerous, slippery slope. I don't like to see militarization, of the National Guard or police force for policing purposes. There's a reason the CIA does not have the authority to operate on American soil. There's a reason. Okay, there's a sacred trust between us in uniform and the populations that we are serving. And the National Guard has been used in times of unrest. That's not happening now. Okay, they're not police forces. That's why we have them. Said soldier should not be firing on citizens on American soil. They're not police officers. How we try to justify and defend this guy's egregious, asinine, strong, tough guy image attempts is mind-boggling. Let's call it for what it is. I understand you want to be hard on crime, so freaking be it. But utilizing the military is not it. And the worst criminal-minded, the person with the worst record who's ever sat in that office, has the nerve to want to be the strong guy on crime. This in itself is a joke.
Yes. Ethan, I'm gonna give you a chance to respond, and I'm gonna go to CF.
All right, and so I just this was one of my last comments here. I just wanted to, of course, give you guys a decency before I left to say, give this last answer.
Thank you for coming on, and
thank you
please
for
come
having
back.
me, and thanks for the invite. Again, my answers will be short and sweet as far as where it goes with the parties. This is what happens, I say, when the government does not belong to the people. The government can play these games as much as they want to, and there's not much that the current the citizens really can do in these regards. Like, you can say, well, we can march, we can there's not much of a solution to a president having this type of power, this type of control, when the voices are not being heard. And our party division is what's really detrimental to the people. It's we, as you said, we can all just sit here and act. I'm not calling anyone ignorant, but everything that Trump is doing, we can say, okay, I'm red, so everything Trump is doing is okay with me. But in your own morality, what's going on either. It could be both sides. What's not going on? Someone has to say eventually, like, hey, this is not working for us. It's not working for anyone. Like, right now, it's kind of like this is a major distraction, and it's really of course, bothering a lot of people in America. And a lot of people in America are really distracted by what's going on within the country. And again, there's a lot of division, red and blue division on. You have a possible sex offender in the White House, and then you have people saying, hey, that's okay because I'm red, so it's really just the division of red and blue that kind of gets us at this point where people are being vindictive towards another party because of what the last party did to them. And it's just a whole back and forth, and we're just caught in the middle of it. So that's how I view it.
All right, I appreciate your viewpoint, and again, you're welcome anytime to come back. We hold the pods every Wednesday. Again, anybody, because I haven't even said it today. If you're watching on Facebook, please go to the YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. CF, you're welcome anytime to come back. And let me see. Next, actually, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go to Holly. Holly, are you there?
Can I respond?
Actually, oh yeah, go ahead and respond, Ethan, and then actually, Mike, we have Micah on here. We got more to Micah next. Go ahead and respond, Ethan, and then Micah, you're up next.
So both of the gentlemen's points, I'm just sticking with what we're actually talking about. I'm not bringing up everything Trump did. That's irrelevant to the conversation that I'm having. I'm just talking about the National Guard deployment. That's literally it. We're having a debate with what other things they want to talk about then, but just sticking to the National Guard. Again, I 100% agree. Like I think that if crime in cities are at a high enough rate where the police cannot uh, maintain it, I think yes, the National Guard should come in to give aid. It produces results. So this is a perfect example of how it produced results. I think that it should be
That
in a lot more cities.
you're talking. First off, I'm gonna say this because you brought up stats and you brought up people who needs help and stuff like that, but then you disregard the number one city on your list of Memphis.
Then disregard it.
And
I
oh,
think it should be there.
no,
I think it
but
should be
you are.
there.
But the reason why you are, the reason why you are. I gave you the floor, and I'm gonna give. No, I'm gonna just take it back for a
But
second. The reason why I say you disregard it is because they are number one. He is not going to
okay,
number
but
one. He's not even. He's
I'm
not. He,
telling you, they should go there too. Like, how am I disregarding it? I think every city that is on the list should go to. Like, I'm not defending Trump with
okay.
that.
So
I don't understand how I'm
okay,
disregarding it.
okay. So now I will move on to, for instance, like I said, per capita, number one is Hattiesburg,
This is
Mississippi.
per capita.
Um, per capita, like
I
meaning
know. I'm
per
saying
one
this
hundred
says per
thousand people.
capita.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm saying your list is probably stale. I'm not sure for sure, but I'll bring up another one. Another one had these are two ones: Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and New Orleans. Two, what you want to call blue cities, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't even matter. My point is they are sending troops from the National Guard from Mississippi and Louisiana to Washington D.C. And Washington D.C.'s crime rate is lower. Their homicide rate is lower than both of those cities. So to send people, so if like I can't go to your house and say and start cleaning up your house when my house is worse than yours.
That's fair. I'm not saying that it's a what I. The reason why
Uh-huh.
just out my opinion, it's Washington D.C. is quote unquote America's home. So it's like, hey, we should try to clean up that city because that's where the White
Come
House
on,
is.
man. Come on, but see now at some point you gotta have put the context clues and critically think because I'm telling you, and I'm sure by now you've had plenty of time to look up how many cities he's mentioned. You haven't said that he's mentioned any red cities, so because I'm sure you looked it up. I'm pretty sure you did.
I didn't look it up.
So
I'm just hearing your words for it. I mean, that's not something.
I challenge you then now to look it up. Look it up to see if he has said that he will send stuff to red states, cities in red states. He has not.
I just
So this is not about. So again, it's not about. And then I'm gonna go back to my original point with the original video, which is it is insulting for a man who frees murderers, who frees people who has raped children. Yes, he has pardoned people who raped children, who has freed somebody who shot somebody in the head. And I can tell you his name if you would like. Shot somebody in the head while he was in the army in Iraq with his handcuffed and was literally convicted of manslaughter by the U.S. Army. He freed him because when he for beating cops on January 6th. It is insulting for us to sit here and think that this man cares about crime. He does not. So let's start with that. He doesn't care about crime. And you can't sit here and say he does, other than to say he's sending but he's doing that because he's getting retribution against blue states. He is changing the subject from Epstein. He has let a woman who was helped hundreds of women, or I'm gonna say tens of women because there's about 100 women, not women. I'm sorry, what I'm saying, women, little girls, teenagers get raped by a man. She was convicted of it, and he put her in Shangri-La. Again, putting sex offenders on boards for kids. He doesn't care about crime. He cares about vengeance. Vanessa, I'm gonna let you go first. Go ahead.
So I think that I agree with you. It's insulting to pretend this is about being hard on crime. I'm in a unique position. I live in Illinois. So he says he's coming to Chicago, which is on a criminal, like the reported crime is on decline across all kinds.
Mm-hmm.
I live 15 minutes away from St. Louis, where crime is also on the decline, but still we make the top of, I mean, we're in the top 5 of like every list you can find right now. So whether it's Ethan's list or whatever, per capita, regardless of the number, we're up there every year. So to me, understanding that he's saying I'm going to Chicago and the fact that he's skipping St. Louis tells me he wants boots on the ground in a state that does not dance to his tune. He is making his federal presence known in a place where he feels like we are not behaving. And I think that that's important because he's trying to normalize it. And Ship, I sent you a video the other day, a recruitment ad for the National Guard. They were jumping out of helicopters to save flood victims. They were putting out fires. They were building water reservoirs. They were, repairing damages to roadways in disaster areas. Nowhere in that recruitment video did it show the National Guard standing around public buildings, policing the streets, and I'm so scared this
Cleaning up
right, like,
trash.
to me, like right now, Ethan, you support the fact that they're like there to support police fighting crime, but he just made burning a flag a crime, right? Which presidents can't make
He
crimes,
cannot
right?
do.
Presidents can't set penalties for crimes. That's not how that works, but he's doing it. We're going to end up with some Judge Dredd shit, Gestapo style with them. I'm serious. Like, I'm so scared of where this goes when we start accepting, well, he's fighting crime. That's a good thing. Okay, but that's not the function of the National Guard. Like, I think
No.
the last time we talked about the National Guard, somebody brought up like the Little Rock Nine or escorting Ruby Bridges or in whatever context we were talking about. Like, that was in defense of following the rules that were supposed to
Law.
be there and
Yeah.
to hold back people who were breaking the law. This is about establishing a foothold in a place where you're not strong, to intimidate and to make sure that people know you mean business, and we mean business with this gun and with these tanks and whatever else they storm your capital with. There's no reason to be in Chicago and not in St. Louis, and there's a reason he picked one over the other, and it does go back to who the state it represented by.
Mhm. And again, I'm a Ethan. I want you to respond, and then Mike, I'm coming to you, and then Joel, coming to you after that. And Ronnie, I know I'm leaving you. Actually, I'm gonna go to Ronnie
Yeah.
before I go to. Okay,
Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead, Ethan. Respond. Yeah. Go ahead, Ethan, and respond, and then I'm gonna go to Mike.
I hear everybody's opinion or everybody's opinion on the topic, and I do see where you guys are coming from. Like, yes, I looked like you challenged me to look it up. I looked it up. He didn't say any red cities. That's fine. I mean, I don't agree with that. I think it should be every city that's in the top 10. If it top 15, top 20, screw it. I think I am for deploying the National Guard because it has shown that it decreases the crime rate. That's all I care about. I don't care about red. I don't care about blue.
Okay.
I don't give a damn. So it shows that it worked. It produced results, and that's all I care. I want results. This produced results. Let's do it everywhere.
All right. So, but Mike, I'm about to come to you now. But the first thing, God damn, I lost my train of point. You said you just care about that. Oh, so the messenger. That's my point. The first thing I'm gonna say is I don't go. So I don't go. I'm gonna just say it like this. I don't go to church because I don't need another human to tell me to treat people right. Right. And there's a lot of pastors that do wrong or whatever like that. Right. And my point is he again has no basis, and that's the point that you still haven't responded to that. he has no other than to say he has the right to do it as the president. Nobody's disputing that. Nobody is saying that he did anything unlawful. I think now he did something corrupt. If somebody pays him $1 million and then he pardons them, I believe that is corrupt. I can't sit here and say that he's going to get convicted of it because the Supreme Court has said that he can do anything in an official act and he'll be okay. But again, the messenger, the person does not care. Do you truly, that's the question to you. Do you truly believe Trump cares about crime and can pardon rapists, murderers, hang around with rapists? Do you truly believe he cares about crime as an individual?
As an individual, does he care about crime? No, I don't believe as an individual he cares about crime. No, I think he has enough money that he don't have to deal with these problems that normal people have to deal with.
No. It's not about money. I'm saying on a moral level. I'm saying on a moral level as a person.
I would say anybody that has, most people with a lot of money do not care about the common day issue that people deal with. I think as a president, he's trying to do what he's doing, at least specifically talking about deploying the National Guard, is helping these cities. The cities are decreasing in the crime rate, so therefore it's helping them. I don't that's just it.
So do you expect the cities to have National Guard for forever?
It doesn't have
to keep that rate.
It doesn't have to be forever. It can be a
how long?
A fear tactic of, hey, if XYZ, if you do this, this will happen. That's the only thing that's stopping. Come in.
But he's only doing it in blue states. Mike, I want to give it up to Micah. Have you been patiently waiting? Go ahead and go if you're there. If you're there, Micah.
Yeah, I'm here. How y'all doing, family?
Go ahead.
What's
up? Welcome back to the couch.
Man, thank you,
Micah Parsons. Welcome back.
I'm waiting on my check.
We ain't make it to Green Bay yet. Waiting on your check.
Yes. I think we've already kind of belabored the point a lot here on the blue states because we're keep saying the cities. Damn the cities. Just talk about the states. Just say, are you going to the red or blue states? Where are you going? And then it just makes sense. And Ethan, I get what Ethan's saying that yes, crime going down is good, and billionaires and people who are rich, they really don't have the same care as us. But the point is what I think what Shipman's trying to get you to answer is, do you believe you have a moral president? Do you believe that he's moral? Is he a good person? That's what I think Shipman's trying to ask you. Do you believe he's a good person?
I don't care if he's a good person. I didn't vote for a good person.
Okay. You don't care if he's a good person. Okay.
I don't.
All right. So bad people do bad things. Bad people do bad things. So if he's not a good person, he's a bad person then, right?
No, that doesn't mean.
And that's relative. Okay, I know what you'll say. That can be relative.
Bad people do good things as well. I don't need you to be a good person to be our president. I need you to show results. That's all I care about. That's the job of a president in my eyes. It's not,
the job of the president is
care about your morality. No, I don't. So
you don't care about morality. So
yeah, I don't care
black people and doing just whatever they want, going after people who speak out against him. Regular people, they go after them. You think that's right? I just want to ask you: is that right that we can have this platform right here, Shipman or the president can get upset and say, "I want to go after them. They're federal workers. I want them fired." Do you think that would be right? Because that's what he can do. He will do it. Do you think that's right? Is my question.
I mean, that's just a bunch of fear. That's cool.
No. He has done it. Yeah.
Ethan,
answer it.
Let me answer. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to understand.
Hold on. Let me reframe the question. Because I don't want. Like I said, I didn't even want to talk long. I just want to ask. I'm gonna ask a yes or no question.
Okay.
Yes or no question. Is it right for the president of the United States to go after people who speak out against him?
No.
Okay, I'm done. Y'all can keep it moving. Thank you.
All right, Joe, do you have anything? And Ronnie, I'm coming to you next.
Okay.
Nah, you can go to all of them before me.
All right. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Listen.
Joe, are you going to be long-winded when you come up?
No, I'm
Or
gonna try not to. So we can move on to the next topics. I actually understand the young man's position a little bit more. I understand that he wants a president who wants to deliver the results. I think there's danger in that. The means don't justify the end. I mean, the way you get to those results sometimes, can be more problem causing in the long run than the issue that you tried to solve in the first place. That's dangerous. Now, I hope that he can see that. Some of these
Okay,
things
so
were. Go ahead.
I agree with
Go
I
ahead,
agree
Johnson.
with your point. Like, I understand that it can be dangerous. Nobody's saying that it's not. Nobody's saying that I understand where you guys is coming from. Where it could be
Wait.
this, it could lead to this, it could lead to that. I understand.
No, let him finish.
No. I got a
Let him
question.
finish, Ronnie.
Wait. You said it can be dangerous. In what way do you think it could be dangerous?
Oh, good question.
And in some of the ways that you guys have explained, that if he says like, "Oh, well, he's already coming after if you speak out against him, he can do this." Like if he decides to do that, then yeah, I don't agree with those things. Like again, like what the other man has said before, like I don't agree with that. But that's still not just because it could happen. I'm gonna go off of like the results that he is producing. Like I understand that negative things could happen, or like the other man has said that what did he just say? Oh, that go ahead.
I would say I just want to. It is actually happening.
What's happening?
For instance, Chris Christie has been criticizing him, and now he's talking about investigating him for Bridgegate, something that happened over 15 years ago that was already investigated. He is going after John Bolton, something that was already looked at in 2020, and he's going after him again because statute of limitations is coming up. He actually put out an executive order for two other people when he first got into office to investigate them because they were critical of him. Actually, yesterday, or was it today? Yesterday or today, he actually put someone on leave from the was it Homeland Security? Shoot, I got to remember which one that was. But he actually just put somebody on leave. You know what? It was from FEMA. He actually put somebody on leave because they put out they whistleblowed and said that what was happening in the agency right now, they will not be prepared for this coming hurricane season and to fight the things that FEMA normally has to do. So it is happening now. It's not coulda. It's not coulda. It's actually happening now. All of them are examples of right now.
Are you waiting for me to respond?
Yes. If you would like.
Oh, I will have to do more research on each one to kind of
Okay.
explain
All right.
each one. Like I don't have the answer.
Yeah. But so let's say for hypothetical reasons, everything that I just stated is factual. Now what? That is actually happening now. Now what?
I don't understand. Well, like, what are you asking me now? What?
No, I'm asking you because you said could, and I'm saying it is actually happening. That he is actually silencing people and doing fear attack and creating investigations on people that criticize him. It's actually happening now. How does that make you? Do that change anything? Again, it goes back to what Joe said. Just
Does it change
because
my overall
the end result
is that what you're saying?
Yes. Does that change your overall
No,
opinion?
it doesn't change my overall opinion. I disagree with, if let's just say everything is happening the way that you say it's happening, I disagree with it. Yes.
All right.
Can I say something?
Does anybody?
Yeah, just real quick.
Go ahead.
Because this is actually hurt my freaking head, bro. Hey, I just got a question, Ethan. If you was to give this administration and a grade, what grade would you give them overall?
That's really where I was going too.
Based off what he's done so far.
Yeah. Not his last.
I feel
but this last 9 months.
I feel as though he's done everything that I voted for. So I mean,
no. What grade would you give him from A to F or A to Z? What grade would you give them right now?
I don't have that. I don't have I don't know. Like I just feel as though he's done everything that I voted for. So
let's go with that. That's my question. That was going to be my next question. What policies that he has enacted that you that you like?
I don't have
What?
the policy.
No. 'Cause you got to have something, man. You can't say you like it and you can't give a grade and you can't and you be specific on any policies. You got to
I
have
don't have.
something.
Yeah,
You can't
I
say
don't
I like
have.
it and
I
there's
don't
nothing
Well,
have
go
else.
ahead, Bobby.
policies.
Well,
I
you know
do
what?
have.
Go. I said, well, go
Go,
ahead. Let's
go ahead,
let's
Ethan,
ask him
and then
some of
Joe.
these things. Are you thrilled that he pardoned the
Okay.
January 6th rioters?
Yeah, let's go with that. Are you okay with him
You said you like what he's done.
pardoning the January 6th rioters? Yeah.
We'll
Am I
start
okay
there. We'll
with?
go down the list since he don't know the since he doesn't he can't give you things that he's
Yeah.
proud of. We can give him the things and ask him if he's proud of.
I do have things that I'm proud of. If you listen to what I was saying, I said I don't have the specific policies. I do have a long list of things that I am proud of. So if that's what you want me to go off of, then sure, I can.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
To answer your question, no, I don't mind that he pardoned the January 6th. I don't agree with the January 6th things as well, but I think there are people in there. I think there should have been like if you entered the Capitol building and caused any harm, then yes, I agree that you should be in jail. But I don't agree with some of the other cases that, let's just say, they entered, caused no harm or whatever it may be. I think they spent long enough in jail. That's my opinion. To answer your question, I don't want you to
So,
Bobby.
All right, so we're gonna take it one by one. We're gonna take it one by one. So he has let violent criminals out of jail.
I understand
same
that.
crime that you have a
Yes,
problem
I understand
with.
that. I've already I answered that. I said that
So
I
that
don't
is a
agree with
problem.
that. That is
Okay.
a problem.
Okay. So you agree and disagree.
Yes, so
Is that what you're saying?
I agree that some of them should have been pardoned. Yes, that's what I agree. I think if you went into the Capitol and you caused any harm, you should still be in jail or whatever your sentence was. So I will have to take it case by case. I don't have that for you.
So again, no. Let's stay broad because we don't really have to go case by case. That's nonsense. So overall, was it a good thing or a bad thing
I think it was more.
on your list? You running it down, good, bad. Which check mark would you do?
I wouldn't
Good or
put it
bad?
in good or bad. I would just say I'm indifferent.
No. We can't do that. Come on, man.
I told you
let's have a
negative
talk.
and positive things about it. So how can I put it in good or
No,
bad?
let's see because we're trying
Wait.
anything in life.
What positive thing did you say about him releasing the January 6th?
He said the people that didn't hurt anybody or anything that just went in the building should have been pardoned.
Oh God.
So again, so he let go of whoever many people there, but he let go of
I
violent
understand
criminals,
that.
murderers, and rapists
So
there
again,
on the
I
other side.
understand that. Then I
Again,
can't put
so
it in
so
good.
either good
I
or
cannot.
bad. You
You can't force me to put it
a
into good or
non-committal on
bad.
that.
I'm just simply saying I agree with some
But you
of them.
brought it up as something as
No, I
good.
didn't.
You
I
brought it
didn't
up
bring
as
it up.
something
I
as good.
answered his question. He asked me a question,
No,
and
no,
I
no.
just answered it. I said, he said, "Do I agree with it?" I didn't say nothing's good or bad. He said, "Do I agree with
Joe.
XYZ?"
Okay, is that what I thought you?
Yeah,
I
he
thought
just
Joe
asked me,
asked
"Do I
what
agree
was
with
okay.
doing the January 6th?" I said,
All
"I
right,
agree with
so
some of it,
let's
not
go.
all
Let's
of
go
it. It's
back.
not good
Let's
or bad."
so okay. So let's not go to back. Joe, what was the next one you would like to add?
I'm gonna go to my list. So I can
Go to your
say
list.
things
Go
that
to your
I
list of
agree with.
things that you could say that was good. Go ahead.
Okay, so it says, "Why do I support Trump?" I Again, it may be nostalgia speaking, but for me, 2016 and 2020, it felt like life was more affordable. We had record low unemployment before COVID. He promised to get grocery prices like eggs and stuff under control. He promised no tax on tips and overtime, plus tax benefits for the working families. I like his ideas on tariffs and trade and new trade deals. He promised.
Hold on.
Let him finish.
Can
Just
you
let him finish.
go in the finish and then we're gonna try to break it
I
down.
got everything
after
he's
you
talking
finish.
about already.
Go ahead.
He promised to push countries and companies to invest in America, which
These
they
dead
have.
talking points.
He finally. I mean, do y'all want me on the show? I'm confused.
You
asked me
and
a
I appreciate
question. I'm giving you the question, and you
yeah.
already make up in your mind like, "Oh my god!"
No.
Let me finish the damn shit.
We're gonna break
Yes,
it down.
sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Y'all in the echo chamber. Come
I'm
on,
gonna be
let
quiet.
me talk. Let me pick back where I am.
You stopped at invest in the U.S.
Yes, invest in America. Finally stood up to unfair trade practices that we have had. Promised to make America healthy by banning harmful dyes and addictive foods. Promised to get violent and struggling cities under control. Promised stronger borders and mass deportations, which I fully agree with. Uh, Restore order and fair legal immigration system. Promised to get things back to normal in schools, which I didn't like the things that they was teaching in school, which is why I'm homeschooling. Remove uh, divert divisive race and identity politics with drag shows and gender politics, or basically what it is, and refocuses on. I want the schools to refocus on basic maths and reading history. These are a list of things that I feel as though we have worked towards that I agree with, which is why I voted for Trump.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to Joe because I know he has something to say. Go ahead, Joe, and then Ronnie, I'm gonna come to you.
No, please not. Let's let Ronnie go, because honestly, this conversation with him needs to be a whole podcast in its own. Because I would love to break it down and attack each one of those talking points which was he gave, and then I would also compare some of the positions that the other side gave, that I think would actually been more beneficial. And let's really not talk about trade policies. That started with the TPP. I hope he's familiar with that. That really would have bottled China up, and we wouldn't be playing this game right now where you're attacking your own allies, i.e., India, are balancing power in the region. Like I said, this is deep. I can go for years on each one of these topics. So it's almost needs to be a podcast in its own. I don't know if my brother has the energy for that.
That's what we were trying to have. Yeah, that's what we were trying to have. But the school shooting happened, and I really wanted to attack that.
Yeah.
I did. I just did. And so, is there anything that you would say just offhand from his list that you would like to address specifically?
I think Ronnie should go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and give Ronnie that floor.
Listen, I'm gonna make it like short for me, right?
All right, short for you.
This is very
All right,
short
so
for me because
Vanessa
my
can
head
go,
is
because I'm gonna need
my
the list to be
head
ready
is
again.
really hurting, right? I am like, and Ethan, just or anybody else that's listening, and I don't know how.
I appreciate you coming on.
How old are you? Just roughly. I mean, how old are you?
What's the relevancy of that?
It's a big reason. I'm
no. I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm gonna interrupt you because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna interrupt you. And the reason why he said, "What's the relevancy of that?" We had a discussion. Do you mind me sharing it, Ethan? Before I go on. Okay. We had a discussion earlier. He felt disrespected by us mentioning his age and experience. I told him I am not the same person I was at 30, 35, 40 even. And with age and experience comes wisdom and comes a different way of life, a different way of looking at life and experiences and things that you see. So somebody asking you and saying that you're young and you may not have seen it yet is saying to you in a wisdom way, hey, and honestly, most of the time, especially when it comes to racism or anything like that, we hope you never see it. And I'm happy that you haven't said it. I remember saying that in the pod before. However, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist because your life experience or the things that you have seen may have, or you may have not looked at it in that light.
I don't think I ever said that things don't exist.
No, you said racism. You said systematic racism doesn't exist
so that's
anymore.
That's a difference between racism.
Let me go. Let me finish what I got to say. The reason why I asked,
but
I remember this now. The reason I asked your age, Ethan, and I'm not going against you because I understand where your mindset could be at right now because you haven't, and it does come into the point where you're not going to understand some of the things that you're seeing right now because you've never seen it, you've never experienced. We've seen and experienced these things from people that said the stuff that he said, doing the things that he's doing, and we know what the outcomes of those are. The reason I'm saying that, right? So I'm not attacking you because you're younger than us. The reason why I'm asking you this because you are going to be our future leaders. you guys are going to be taking care of us later on here in life. This is the reason I'm like, I want you to start early, because when I was your age, I didn't give a crap about pretty much any of it, really, right? So I understand where you are, but you are a very intelligent kid or young man who you think things, but you don't understand them yet, which is okay, because everybody was at that position in our lives before, I promise you. So you're not ahead or below. But the whole reason
and please reiterate that that's not a sign of
no,
disrespect at all,
absolutely,
because it's
no,
not.
it's not, absolutely not. That's
That's
why I
just an
started with it.
opinion,
Yeah,
though. Like, you're telling me
no.
that you feel as though I don't understand something. That's cool.
No, you're not, you don't have the capacity to understand it because you've never seen it, right?
According
So
to
the
who?
reason I'm okay. Let me ask you one question. Have you ever experienced a school shooting?
No.
Personally, right? I have. So what
Okay.
that tells me that you don't know what it feels like to understand that, because you can't. You
Okay,
don't.
so I have to. So
Wait.
you
I'm not
have to
finished
go
there.
through something in order to understand it.
Yes. You're gonna have
Oh,
to go
okay,
through some
okay.
stuff to
So
understand.
everybody else on the podcast that haven't went through a school shooting, they
Hear
can't
me out.
understand it either.
Hear me out, Ethan. Hear me out, brother. I'm not attacking you. I'm not. I promise you, I'm
I
not.
don't feel attacked.
Right?
I'm just saying that your point. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, I can understand that. That's your viewpoint. I completely see where you're going, right? So again, when I ask you this question, you know how to answer things that you're willing to answer. You know how to try to distract from ones that you don't, right? The reason I asked you to give it a grade was that's how you are. That's how people grade. That's how people put things in the standards, right? If I ask you a simple question, as in, what grade would you give the president of the United States administration today, and you said I can't give it a grade, but you can tell me that what they're doing is good, or what you're telling me that you don't, it doesn't make sense to me. That means that you have some type of thought process to say, hey, I know how to grade this. I know how to put what scale this is on, because I'm agreeing with this. That means that you're giving it an A, right? You can't just say I'm agreeing with this. Say I don't know. I'm gonna get this any grad. I'm just gonna say I
So
agree with it.
why I did
Doesn't
not
make sense.
answer it? Why I didn't answer? Because
Sure.
Why is that relevant? Like
I just
whether I
asked the
get. So let's say if
No,
I
we
give it
just
an A
asking,
plus.
yeah.
Let's say if I get an F. Like, I still
Okay,
agree
so
with most of these things
listen,
you're doing. So what's the relevancy of that question? That's why I'm like, I don't know how to answer that damn question.
Okay, so here I'm gonna give you another scenario, right? So say for instance, you allow somebody to drive your car. You have a vehicle, correct? And they take that car and you tell them, they say, hey, I'm gonna go to the store. And they go to the store, and they go to another store, wreck it, and then come back and say, I don't know what happened. You go and say, what? What would you say? Oh, it's okay. I'll just fix it, because you know you gave them a great car at the beginning. They went way off of what they were talking about, wrecked your car, and didn't hold themselves responsible for it. And you're not holding them responsible for it. Say they do it the next day. Hold on. Say they ask you a month later after you get your car fixed. Would you allow them to use your car?
What the? Okay, look.
I'm
because
their credibility.
Like, what?
Wait. So this goes to credibility, right?
Right.
So the credibility of that person is what I'm trying to get at, right? Is their credibility going to be the same as it was the first time they used their car and wrecked it, or are you going to give them the same type of credibility the next time they ask you to use your car? Would you allow them to use your car from their first time that they used it, from their credibility?
Okay, so you're asking me this scenario because
a credibility question.
A letter grade?
No. This is a credibility question. Would you allow them to use your car the second time?
I don't understand like the relevancy of the question. Like, I feel like we just talking.
You gotta break it down pretty easy. So hold on. I'm Joe. I know you have a work obligation. I'm gonna come to you come to you so you can say your piece, and you can go if you need to go, because I know you got a work obligation. And then I'm gonna go to Vanessa and Michael.
Come back to
I'm
me.
Get to everybody, and I'm gonna come back to Ronnie. So Joe, oh shoot, he just left. Maybe he'll be back. So I'm gonna go to Vanessa. What would you like to say? Because it's been a while for you, and then I'm gonna go to Mike.
So I had a couple of things, but I kind of like what Ronnie was just, I think, trying to say. And Ronnie, forgive me, I'm gonna kind of paraphrase, maybe re-ask the question. We're not talking about the grade anymore. I think what everybody's trying to figure out is how much bad things is Trump going to have to do to kind of lose your support? And what Ronnie, I think, is saying is, if you loan somebody your car and it's got a busted taillight, we'll call that unemployment, or the tank is half empty, we'll call that kids on Medicaid, and you put Trump in the driver's seat of your car, and now he's driving it, and maybe he's not breaking any laws, but when he brings it back to you, not only is your, taillight busted and your gas tank empty, but now there's a windshield wiper missing and one of your mirrors is gone, right? So, like, for the January 6th thing, you agreed there should have been a review of the court cases of people who were convicted. You appreciate that he was going to look at that, but he didn't look at that. He went, I don't want to spend my time looking at 1,000 different cases, free everybody. So you agree that it should be reviewed, and then everybody was freed. How do you come down on that? And if you come down, you think that it should have been done, you don't like the way it was done. Okay, we can all accept that. But how many different scenarios like that is it going to be? Well, I don't like the way he did it, or the means did not necessarily justify the ends, but I got the ends I voted for. How many of those does it take before this man loses your support? Would you still vote for him, knowing the decisions he's made and the people he's appointed and the people he's fired and the programs he's dismantled and the children he is starving and the people he is bombing? Would you continue to support him?
Yes.
And what's it going to take?
He's saying yes.
So what's it going to take to make that go away?
There is no line.
To answer your question, what would it take for him to lose my support? It would have to be something that I am
directly affected by.
Something.
Yeah, personally affected by.
It doesn't have to be that. Something that I strongly disagree with. So it can't be something where I'm like, oh, well, I can see why he did this and this and this. I don't agree with it. I probably would have did it a different way, but I can see this. If it's just like, let's just say he dropped a bomb on Chicago, I'm like, all right, and then he lost my support. Like it has to be something where I can't sit there and be like, oh, I can see this.
So you can justify rape and racism and, using the military against its own people and deporting people who are using the justice system correctly.
Let's go with the simple one. And Joel, I'm coming to you next. You can justify him putting somebody, a rapist, on a child rapist on a children's board. You can justify
I already said that. I don't agree with that.
No. But you're saying that's not your red line. So that's not your red line.
No,
that's not your red line. Okay.
To me, he's done way more good. That's not a red line to me. No.
So hanging with a rapist.
No, that's not a red line.
Isn't that's not a red line? Okay. Joe, go ahead and go, brother. I know you got to go. Joe, I think you're muted. Can't hear you. All right, Micah, go. You're up.
All right. I didn't take my notes today, but
I didn't take any notes.
Back to grades. To put it back into perspective, because I actually wanted to hear what the grade was. Ethan, you were saying that you don't, you agree with some of the things, and he's done good, and there's some other things you don't agree with. So if we go to a movie, we can say, hey, did we like Superman? Do we like the Fantastic? What did you give? 4 out of 5, out of 5 stars. Mm-hmm. What was your grade? So I find it hard to believe that you can't, because you're a smart man, that you can't put this into terms of, hey, these are the policies that he did, because you laid them out. He did this, this, and this, and these are what I was looking for. So he hit 5 out of the 5 things that I did. So he got 5 out of 5.
Okay,
so
but I understand how rating systems work, because I do it all the time. But what I was asking is, what's the relevancy of it? If I give it an A+, does that change your opinion? If I give it an F, does that change your opinion?
No,
like,
what's the
purpose behind you asking me, how do you rate his? Like, I these are the things I like. Let's talk about the things I don't understand the purpose of.
Wait. Okay. Let me answer your question. Go ahead. What you're asking me. So the relevancy of the grade is, we are watching you as you progress through his term. So we know that you voted for him. We wanted to see how everything was rolling out and how the country's changed and how his policies and how his promises were made and kept. And if he's doing that, then great. So that's what we want to know. Like, hey, you
like what Vanessa asked. That's a great question. She said, "Hey, would you still vote for him today, knowing everything that he's done?" Yes. So does that answer like where I am today? Like, it's still yes.
Can I ask you a question? If Lawrence Taylor had statutory raped someone in your, God forbid, someone in your family, and Trump appointed him to a board,
Yes.
would you still feel the same way about that's not your red line?
Yes.
Oh,
okay. So
back to my grade. Okay, I still feel like it's something there. I you know, and I apologize. Sometimes my little mental therapist come out of me when we grade people on how you feel and what your life is like. So we say, hey, where are you sit right now today? Today, out of a 10, I'm a 5, right? So as you go along in your progress, we rate that and we say, hey, you come from this to this. So again, all I'm asking you, Ethan, is how do you rate? And you said, you know what ratings are. How do you rate the president on an ABC scale, on a 1 to 10 scale? I'm just asking you. If you don't want to say, give me the answer, just say you don't want to answer that, because I feel like you're going all the way around it instead of just saying, hey, I give him a B plus.
A plus plus.
Oh, perfect. Yay. Thank you. That's all we asking. That's all we've been asking.
Okay, cool.
I just want to say
that was so hard. That was so hard.
I mean, if that's what you like, I don't. It doesn't matter. Like, you think it's if I think it's an A plus plus, cool. If I think it's a B, cool. I don't care. These are the things that I like. Let's talk about those things. That's it.
What do you mean you don't care? You obviously
we're
care.
Curious how satisfied a customer you are. Like, that's what we're trying to gauge.
Yeah. So
we're trying to figure out.
So then just ask, are you satisfied? Yes. I already said that I voted. I already said that he's done most of the things, if not all of the things that I voted for. Clearly, I'm satisfied.
Okay.
But to put a grade on it,
okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Can I so we can just get on whatever.
Yeah, go ahead.
First off, Vanessa, thank you so much for simplifying that, because that was exactly what I was trying to get at. That's that teacher in you. So thank you for bringing it down to where it can be understood to what I was trying to get at. Thank you so much for that, because that was exactly what I was like, damn, she's so smart.
No, we were on the same page. So
no, so
I didn't get it.
So for Ethan, man, listen, this is what I'm gonna try to impart for you, and because I think we're talking to someone, and I know people when you dead set on whatever your feeling is, and it's perfectly fine that you feel the way that you feel. We're not saying that I'm not gonna agree. We're gonna agree to disagree on everything you're talking about, because you're on your side of the fence, and I'm on. No,
we all can vote differently.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was going back to where I was saying earlier. It's like you can put 100 million people in one box, but you still got 200,000 people outside of that box. So exactly. I get it, right? So, however, here's what I would like for you to do. I would like for you to seriously do some research. Do some research, and not just what the person is saying. Do research and think about hold on, hear me out. Think about the actual impact on other people. That goes back to all the way back to this gun violence crap that we have. That we don't have what it is. We don't have people don't look at people equal. They don't look at humans. Some people just don't look at people as other humans. They look at them as meat or food eaters, or people that's taken away from them. I'm just telling you how this is my opinion. This is my opinion. I'm not saying that it's anything that has anything to do with you. This is me, right? So I challenge you to just go do more research, man. And always use at least 3 references, man. Don't just go by the one thing and this is what it is. Do the 3 references. Hear me out. I'm not saying that you're not. Again, I'm not saying that you're not doing this. I'm just saying as in a general thing, in my opinion. Do research. Have at least 3 references, different references, right? Nothing that you can just say push on a thing and it automatically pops up. Normally that shit up is not 100% correct, right? You got to dig a little bit deeper into what the real impact are for this world. and the people that are here. When you take things away from folks, that means that you do not have empathy for them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You take somebody's freedom because they're coming back from an oppressive state that this freaking country made for them, which you don't understand. That this is what I'm trying to tell you. Is that it doesn't have anything to do with your age. You just don't understand the real impact of why these people came here because of stuff that we did. Let's hear me out.
But hold on. I'm just trying to talk.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Thing that you're saying, like, what don't I understand?
No, hear me out, Ethan. Right, you don't understand why all these illegal people came from from South America to come to the United States.
A joke.
But it's more than that.
I know.
I understand sarcasm.
You're not gonna reach him like that, Ryan. Let me interrupt. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm gonna go back to, and the reason I'm gonna continue to hit it is because it's too rudimentary and it's too humane to not touch a nerve. I don't care if who you are and if you are next to the guy who raped somebody in my family, I got a problem with you.
I don't. That's just your.
No. And I'm gonna say this. And as respectfully as I possibly can. I don't believe.
Okay.
And I'm saying that in a good way. If I'm being completely honest, because you can't. For you not to care about wanting somebody in your family
I didn't say
that was raped.
I have a problem with the person. What the fuck does that got to do with his friend? I'm so confused. I have a problem with the person. The person that did it is what I have a problem with. Clearly, I have a problem with that person. Nobody's saying I don't. But what the hell does his friend have to do
you
with
will
him?
be okay supporting somebody that
has nothing to do with him.
Then you have. I'm gonna say this again with respect. You have a lot to go through in life and learn, because there is no way. Because on a human level. Same thing. I'm gonna say this. Hold on. I'm gonna say same thing with when it comes to immigration. If somebody in your family was to be deported by Trump, you would have a problem with that.
I would not.
Because
I would not. Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me? Ask the question rather than say how I'm going to feel. I would not have a problem with it. I don't understand where we're going with this. If you're here illegally, and I will.
No. See, thank you for saying it. I'm gonna stop you right there because I'm gonna stop you right there. Let me tell you why I'm stopping. I'm telling you exactly why I'm stopping you right there. Is because what Trump is doing now is not taking. He is not deporting every person that came here illegally. He is taking people's rights away from them that are here legally, whether it's through the temporary protections or through humanitarian reasons, who came here legally, made them illegal. Let me say that again. He personally made them illegal. So imagine if you have a green card. Hold on, no. Listen to me for a second. Say again.
So I can research.
Give a case. Oh, got one for you. I got one for you. Hold on. I got one for you. Where is it?
Give a case so I can do the research that Ronnie suggests.
There is no all of the Haitians. Where's my that's the one graphic I did not do. Look at me.
Just what's your broad statement? He's making legal immigrants illegal so he can deport them. Is that what the broad statement is?
Yes. That is exactly what he's doing. That is exactly what he's doing. He's
arresting people outside of their immigration hearings. How do you get an immigration hearing? By participating in the system legally. By following the rules, you get a court hearing. He's arresting people outside of those hearings who are not denied. Their cases are on hold. They're not done yet. There's decisions to be made. And in the wait time, they're free to walk around America. And he's arresting them. He's changing the rules in the middle of the games.
Yes.
Give me a case.
Yes.
Give me a case.
Hold on. And I don't have to give you a case. I'm gonna give you a million fucking people. That's what I'm gonna give you. That's what I'm going to give you. Because it's right here. Hold on.
He's taking whole orders of asylum for certain conflicts and erase them
for literally a million people. for literally 1 million people. Where's the damn? Hold on. Again, it's not there. Save as.
So what you want me to research is Trump is making legal immigrants illegal. That way he can deport them.
Illegal.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes. I got a graphic for you. I got a graphic. I just didn't. I'm sorry. I just did not put it in the queue, and that's my fault. So here is the graphic. Temporary protected status for Honduras and Nicaraguans. Since 1999, they've been here legally. Since 1999, they've been here legally. He stripped away their status. 2010 earthquake, the huge earthquake that happened in 2010. They've been here legally. They came here legally. He took away their status. 2015 Nepal, 2021 Venezuela, 2022 Afghanistan, which is a really big one. He has taken away people who we promised. Let me put myself back on the screen here. Who we promised as America to take care of these people who were translators and help us fight against the Taliban that say that if you help us, you can come to America. He are sending them back to their deaths. Again, people that came here legally. This is, again, 1 million fucking people. The Cameroonians in 2022, Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. These are all people he is taking away their legal rights to be here, making them illegal, and then sending them back. And then on top of not just sending them back, he's sending them back. Some of these people who came here legally that went to El Salvador to that prison that came here on asylum. He are sending people halfway around the world to fucking Uganda and other places like that. Because Uganda has said part of their agreement to take them, they said you cannot send us criminals. So they're taking people that are here legally, that are not MS-13 or whatever bullshit that they want to say, and sending them halfway around the world. Not to mention the people that are being arrested that are citizens, green card holders. I got a story right here. I can show you of a green card holder that was locked up for 10 days for marijuana possession for 10 years ago, when marijuana is okay now in Massachusetts. And you know what they did to her? Let her go in the middle of the rain, and she had to, with no phone, and she had to go to damn Cheesecake Factory to get somebody to use somebody's phone.
So
it's inhumane. It's wrong. They are, and let me say it again, they are taking away protections for people who came here legally. So imagine somebody in your family losing their protection that came here legally and getting sent back, and you want to sit here and tell me you wouldn't have a problem? Is that your point? You would not have a problem
if they came here legally, would I have a problem?
They came here legally. They took Trump through his executive orders or whatever he did immigration wise, took their legal status away and sent them back. Would you have a problem?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is currently happening.
So is that would that be your red line? Now that's the next question. Would that be your red line when you lose support?
No.
No. So sending a family member back to wherever they're from, or
Uganda.
halfway around the world, Uganda, that would not be a red line for you to support and Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have nothing else to say. I appreciate you coming on, because these are the few points that I want our community to see, and you're still more than welcome. I have nothing against you or anything like that, but that's your viewpoint. I have, it's nothing I can say to that. Does anybody else have anything
real quick,
to say?
Just real quick.
Go ahead.
Ethan, this is what I was trying to get to you about earlier, right? Is that you got to do your research, man. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even know that was happening, and it's happening right under your thing.
Yeah.
So there are
a million people. That's a million people.
That's one thing that he's doing. That people that like these supporters, some people are starting to wake up to the things that he's doing behind their back, because they didn't vote for those type of things. And it's okay that you haven't got to that point yet, and it's okay that you have the opinion that you have. It's all I'm saying is just research it, research things, and actually
And think about it.
actually find out really what's going
Think
on
how
out here.
would it affect your family and everything like that. Like think
Yeah.
about it. Like I said, sometimes
Okay,
it takes to
even
the point where it has to
even
affect you
after
personally.
everything that is,
for
I
you.
still support mass
No,
deportation.
no,
It doesn't
I get
matter.
it. No,
It doesn't matter.
we
So
get
like,
it.
I,
We get
like
it.
no matter, like, yes, the research that you're saying, like, cool, like that's information that I don't necessarily agree with every point that he does, which I've made clear that I don't agree with everything that he did, but it still doesn't outweigh the goods that I think he did. So like, no, I still would vote for him.
And I'm gonna say this, Mike. I'm gonna come right to you, Micah. I'm gonna just say this: if you're willing for your own for somebody in your, hypothetically in your family to be deported, and you're okay with that, and that's not a red line, I believe you. Go ahead, Micah.
Yeah. So something Ethan said earlier. He said you echo chamber, right? So it's everything is relative, right? People say the conservatives are an echo chamber, so you say the liberals or blue red. So what I always want to know, and that's why I like when you're on, I like to join to make sure I'm hearing, because I don't understand what I'm missing. I want to know, what are you hearing and what are you feeling and seeing that I'm missing? Because I really want to learn, and I think everybody on this pod is open to learning.
Yes.
So I want to know, like, hey, I'm missing the boat on DT. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I can be open to being wrong. So I'm waiting for the enlightenment to show me, like, hey, have you considered this? Have you? And again, if people are illegally doing things, yeah, I'm with you on that, Ethan. There's a way to do things and a way not to do things. But again, we can't strip away what Ronnie said: the humanity of a person. You have to have emotional intelligence. You have to have empathy to be a human. That's part of the human process. But again, back to the original thing. I don't want to be in an echo chamber. If I'm in an echo chamber, please let me know. But I want to come in with some new voice and tell and try and convince us, if that's not your thing. But I still want to know, what are we missing? What really
I'm
are
not
we missing?
again. I'm not here to try to convince anybody. I just say like why I vote the way that I vote, and then I say like, hey, this is what I agree with, and you guys don't necessarily have to agree with why I voted the way I voted. But I'm not like I don't argue with people about politics. To me, that's irrelevant. I don't care. Like, we all have our own willpower to vote for whoever we wanted to vote. I believe in democracy. Hey, if this candidate win, then this candidate win. If this candidate win, this candidate win. Okay, cool. Like, that's what makes, to me, America great. Like,
even if they cheat to do it,
I don't care.
Even if they cheat to do it, I mean, even if they cheat to do it. No, I'm asking.
Nobody should cheat to do it. Would you? I mean, I think you would agree with that. Nobody should cheat to win, right?
Of course. Like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we
whether somebody believes he cheated or not, whatever. Whatever. But can I don't know when the next time I'll be back on here, but I did have like a little list of things to answer all your questions that you sent me. Can I just at least read the bullet points to those, and then
if you want to talk about it? And actually, I was actually about to give you the floor, because I think Eddie brought up a great point of talk to us about why you feel those why you feel the way you feel, and try to talk to us like you would talk to somebody at the barbershop, and was like, I voted for him and this is why, and you would break it down to him, somebody that you would fear is your peer, or even though just the floor is yours. Talk about your bullet points, but then more importantly, talk about why this needs to happen, and I challenge you to talk about how it is being done, because it's one thing to do it. Like, again, you say you support mass deportations, but do you support the people from Venezuela that came here on asylum being sent to Uganda and Africa? Again, so you can support that they need to leave the country, but it becomes inhumane. It becomes inhumane if they get sent to Africa, correct?
No, I don't care if they're illegal. I don't care where they go. Get out the country.
So again, so now let's go all the way back to where we started in the beginning. We talked about how our country doesn't have the culture and how we do things and how we need to treat people with humanity and all of this stuff. You don't give a shit about humanity. That's what you just said. That's literally what you just said.
I care
No,
about
you
America.
again, every person, American are humans, correct?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. So if Americans get picked up and shackled and taken into custody, in ICE custody, which happens, do you have a problem with that?
Yes.
So, but that is being done now. That is
Okay.
being done now. So again, I'm gonna ask you,
You have a
hypothetically,
case?
hypothetically,
Okay.
if you got loved ones that aren't American, you don't care about them as much as the loved ones that are American?
Yes, I do.
No, you didn't answer the question. Do you care about your family members hypothetically that would be
Sorry,
that are
yes,
American versus that aren't?
I do. It's not answering the question.
No. I'm asking. Maybe I didn't understand. So you care about them both the same?
I mean, I care about some family members more than others, but sure, yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to get to the point of, because you said if hypothetically if somebody was deported in your family, that wouldn't stop you if they came here legally, everything was done right and correct, but they was forced to leave the country because
Mhm.
Trump made them leave in this mass deportation thing, and they just got caught up in it, and he just want everybody, and honestly, is everybody of color that he wants out of here, because he's bringing in white South Africans, I should mention, into the country. So go ahead.
Can I say something real fast?
Yeah, go
Ethan,
ahead.
do you know? Vanessa, I hope this don't hit you too hard, but I just
You
got to
said real
ask you
fast.
this
It
question.
could be fast.
No, it is gonna be fast. No. Ethan, do you know anything about Hitler? Do you know anything about history?
Yes.
You do. So what he is actually doing, I want you to go research what Hitler actually did to do what he did to start World War II, because that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah.
No way.
That's what I want you. Listen, would you agree? Look, hold on. Another question. Hold on. Wait. Another question would be.
Can you give me at least like 3 examples? Like of.
So wait.
No. Just look. And the reason I'm gonna just say look it up because I want other people to talk. Just look it up because you got an example quickly.
Yeah. No. Just I would just want to ask him a question. Would you ever agree with anything he did right, good, or wrong, or good that he did? You would agree with anything he did good from all the stuff he did bad?
Are you saying that he do something?
He's basically asking, did Hitler do anything good? Did Hitler do anything good? That's what he's asking.
Yes.
Then I'm done talking.
Okay, I'm done. I'm at this point too. Joe, I'm gonna give it to Joe. Then Black, you're up next.
You're gonna have to get down.
Yeah, Joe, you're back on. Can you hear?
Bobby, I'm having technical difficulties. I don't know. Can you even hear me? Can you even hear me clearly?
Yeah. I got you. Go.
Okay. No, there's a few. Well, there was a couple of things you said. You said being deported to Uganda, and that's why I lost it and reset my phone. But you said being deported to Uganda was inhumane. Yes. Why is that inhumane?
It's inhumane because that's not where they're from.
They don't speak the language.
They don't speak.
They don't have any support.
They have no
money.
To get back to where they're going.
They don't even know where Uganda is on the map.
Exactly. It's inhumane. It's inhumane.
That'd be like dropping you in the Amazon jungle right now.
I don't feel like that.
That's the comparison.
Hold on. So they're not dropping someone off in the Amazon jungle would probably would be a situation that they're not likely to survive. Exactly. Sending someone to Uganda, I don't understand how that's inhumane. I see it as a gross inconvenience. I see it as extremely unfortunate, but inhumane.
So if they have
that would be a crime against humanity.
Get back to where they're from because they have to leave the country.
They have no passport.
No passport, no papers, no. And let's say we take all the bureaucratic stuff out, and we just go with they don't have the money to go from Uganda back to Costa Rica. because that's where they came from, or Venezuela because that's one of the the protection places. You would be okay on 2 points. One, sending them back somewhere where they never came from and know anything about, versus which that flight. And then the second thing is that flight costs more to go to Uganda than it would be just to send them back to Venezuela.
I don't see, the thing is, the United States always has this ongoing, it's an extremely difficult situation with Venezuela. So I mean, it's a bad example. They've got
Okay.
$50 million
Okay.
on Maduro's head, etc. But I
I
do,
get what you're
but
saying.
my whole point,
You understand what I'm saying?
and my whole point, yes, but my whole point is I don't see it as inhumane. Can you say it's wrong on a whole, on many levels? Sure. Inhumane, I don't. There's no crime against humanity. Is all I was getting, and I
It's
was
a
just
starving
trying to get
country.
some of the things you guys were asking. I wanted the brother to be asked. I wanted you guys to ask the brother and give him a chance to actually respond. But that's all.
Okay,
We
appreciate
could
it.
go
Yeah,
on for
see,
days. A
and
broken clock is right.
this is the best part about this pod is we Ethan, I'm pretty sure you may feel attacked or feel like you're one against a many, and I try to have more people on it, and it just didn't happen. Actually showed up for a minute, then came off, then went off. But the viewpoints that we all have is outstanding, and I want to hear them all, and I appreciate them all. And now I want to go to Black because you came on here. I don't know if you can hear anything. Black, are you there?
You there?
Welcome, welcome back to the pod. Welcome back to
Hey, what's
the
going on,
couch.
bro? How y'all
Hey,
doing?
hey. I'm gonna let
Times,
you.
good
I'm gonna
times.
you came on last minute, so let's go.
You talking to me, right?
Yes, sir, Black.
All right. Good conversation. I actually have my family here from Arizona. They've been paying attention to the pod,
Welcome.
and they interesting take because they are two of them are Germans and from Germany, so they got a different take on what they see going on with Trump right now, and the parallel of what happened before Hitler took
Wow.
over and what we are going through right now. They said it's awfully, awfully close to what we are going through from what Germany went through before Hitler took control. So it's an interesting point to hear from somebody who is from Germany and lived through the after math
Aftermath.
of that.
Yeah.
But I do have my cousin here, Scott. He want to chime in, so I'm going to let him chime in. But maybe we can talk about, hear from the Germans on how they feel about, the stuff that's going on. But
Yeah.
interesting topic, and the fact that they are here, it's I'm getting an earful in the room while we are listening, looking at the TV when what's going on. So here's my
No
cousin
problem.
Scott, and we'll go from there.
Welcome, Scott. Welcome, Scott.
Hey.
Shameless plug. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Send it out to others. Shameless plug. And welcome to the couch. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Your first time on. And what would you like to say, my brother?
First, I would like to say this. And, hearing some of the things that Ethan said is very upsetting. And the reason why it is very upsetting is because like my wife, my mother-in-law, we have to sneak around our country, the US, to get her down here to Houston to go to the German consulate so she can get her paperwork so she can stay in country. But we had to sneak down here. We had to go through a checkpoint. Now,
wow.
Had they just opened the door and snatched my mother-in-law and snatched my wife because my wife has a green card, guess what? What would I have done? I would have probably been killed because it's no way I'm going to let anybody take my family and put them in another place in Alligator Alcatraz, put them in another country or anything. Because one of the things as a soldier from the United States of America and as a retired cop, everything that these guys are doing is illegal. So one of the things that Ethan needs to realize, what would happen if your friend or your neighbor called and said, hey, you know what? I think his wife is illegal. Why don't y'all go pick her up and snatch her from him, what would he do? There is nothing he could do. So all the stuff that he's saying, everything that he is saying about supporting Trump, that's just like us as black men, black women, anybody brown saying, you know what, I'm going to support the Klan and I'm going to go to a lynching. Because what Donald Trump is doing, if you read Mein Kampf, if you read what Herman Goebbels did, this is the same playbook that they did to take over Germany. And if the problem is with Ethan, Ethan does not know history. A lot of our young men and women do not know history.
Give him a minute. Hold on. Go ahead, Ethan. Go ahead.
Why are you so because I voted for Trump, like now my wife needs to be taken? Like, I don't appreciate none of this shit. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Who?
No. So see,
like,
I just struck a nerve.
Saying your wife need to be taken. Nobody's saying that at all. No, who said that? Who said your wife need to be taken?
He just said if my wife is taken here, he wouldn't be supporting. Like, I don't understand. Like, why are we talking? Like, can we just focus on things? Like, you're getting very emotional. Like, just talk about the fucking topics at hand.
Bruh, this is the thing that you fail to realize. See, I just struck a nerve.
No, you didn't struck a nerve. I'm just saying, like, what the hell are we talking about?
What we're talking about is what Donald Trump is doing to people here in the United States.
That is real. That is that you don't like Trump. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just here talking. I'm just giving no. Like, I don't appreciate. Like, we just let's just stick to topics. Like, we
hold on,
Ethan, talk about Hitler, talk about my wife. What the fuck?
See, yeah. But see, this is the thing, though. Ethan, this is the thing. Okay. See, you getting pissed off, you're getting emotional because it's striking a nerve because it's hitting close to home. See, like you said,
let me just say this.
That's what I don't understand. I'm just I gotta do.
Hold on, Ethan. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this. And because we're gonna be, we're on a public forum. Some things didn't need to be said. However, some things are true. So you have to, even though things shouldn't have been said. I'm not gonna sit here and say things should have been said.
Trying to make things personal for what? Like,
no.
Like the shit that we talking about.
No. Just listen. Just listen to what I'm saying. Some things, again, are just real life and true. And I'm not saying that things needed to be said. However, some things is still factual. It's still factual. And so I'm not saying he should have brought up your wife. I'm not saying he should have brought up what he said. I'm not saying he should have brought up what he said in the terms of he said it. But some things are just reality. If that makes any sense.
But in order for us to be effective and just having a conversation where no one is feeling personally attacked, because that's not what this is. Let's keep the conversation from being personal, and we can just stick to the topics and the issues, and let's go ham from there.
Yeah.
One of the things.
All I ask is stick to the topics of what we're talking about. There's no need to bring up family. There's no need to bring this shit is just this. It's ridiculous. That's all.
But we covered that. Now, we're all in agreement. We're saying we're gonna keep it professional, not personal.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it professional. Yeah.
And I'm keeping it professional for the simple fact that I am a retired LEO. I have worked in the government. I have spent my life serving the government. And I see what's going on with the government. You have a man that has taken over every department in the government. He has weaponized the Department of Justice. He has killed a lot of programs that help a lot of our people and people, period. But the thing is, when you're indoctrinated, which right now I would say you are indoctrinated because you do not realize everything that's going on in the US because it does not directly affect you. But see, that's the same thing that happened in Nazi Germany when the Jews didn't care because they never thought Hitler would come to power. And the night that the brown shirts took over and killed everyone, guess what? Then it affected them. Then they couldn't get out. So see, what you have to realize, everything that is going on right now in the United States of America is a prelude to what was going on in Nazi Germany.
Okay.
And if you don't realize that, bro, you better wake up.
Okay. I'm gonna stay asleep. I appreciate your opinion, though.
It's not an opinion. What I'm telling you is fact. So it's not an opinion.
Okay, I appreciate your opinion. It's fact. Cool. All right, let's move on.
I'm gonna just say this, Ethan. I disagree with people very often, and including family members, including my father. But I still have a level of respect for their position and who they are, and their age. And I'm gonna ask you, and I know you probably feel disrespected right now.
I don't.
But I'm okay. So if you don't, then
my
since you
question to
don't, I'm gonna just say, please respect your elder. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, my question to you: in what way did I disrespect?
The dismissiveness and the way you was talking to him. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Let me just say this. I'm gonna just say this in your defense. I'm gonna say this in your defense. The first time, like I said, the pod before that you was on, people thought that you were disrespectful. I personally didn't see it. I personally did not see it, but here I do. I'm just being honest.
Okay, and I asked how am I disrespectful? So I
just told you.
Okay, so now I'm asking. Now I'm going to ask questions to clarify, so that way maybe I can understand.
Sure.
And if I was disrespectful, then I apologize. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm saying that I disagree with his opinion. He thinks it's a fact. He's saying like, "Hey, this is that." I'm like, "All right, cool." Like, I don't agree, and like now let's get back to the other like points that we was talking about. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying like I disagree, dude, and I'm gonna move on.
That's
like
cool.
I don't understand how that's disrespectful.
And I'm gonna just say your tone there was different from your tone before. I'm just being honest. Just being honest.
Okay, so we tone policing?
But no, I'm just tone goes into how is something is perceived and if it's disrespect or not.
If I came across disrespectful, my bad.
And I appreciate that. I think we all do. And same thing. I know you are.
I'm just saying I disagree with you. You can have what you believe. I can have what I believe, and then we vote and we see who wins. It doesn't matter. That's all I'm saying. Like it's cool. Like I don't think he's being Hitler. You think he's being Hitler? Okay, cool. Anyways, let's keep pushing.
Yeah.
That's not disrespectful.
Mike,
and I don't think age matters. Like I don't respect you more because you're older. I don't respect somebody more because they're 17. Like, I don't give a fuck. I just look at, hey, all right, I disagree, and I move on. I talk to everybody the same, whether you're older or not.
So I have a question. For you, Ethan. Since a lot of things, it's like you said, it's an opinionated fact. So would you agree that Trump in the past, he and his father redlined black people? Would you agree to that?
It is the everyone. That's how it is. No, give me a second. Go ahead.
He's gonna research. He's researching.
No. He was talking to his baby. He's talking to his baby.
Oh.
Yeah. He's talking to his baby. Yeah, he may not have heard it.
All right, go.
Like I said, did you hear the question?
Yeah.
Would you agree? Would you agree that Trump redlined black people? And do you understand what redlining is?
Yes. No. Any other question?
You said maybe I missed the question. Did you say that Trump was redlining people, or did redlining happen? Period.
No. What I said. What did Trump redline people in the past? He and his father.
Oh.
Did you say black people or people in the past?
Black people.
I said, okay, that's what I figured you said. I said no, and I said, do you have any other questions?
That's a fact. That's the 1970s. He absolutely did.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
Mike, yeah,
you said,
you can look it up. You can look it up. We're not going to
fine.
dispute it because I know it's a fact.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not trying to dispute it. I'm just saying, do you have any other questions? I don't
Do you have any? Yeah, you have another question behind that.
You have another question?
You got another question
Okay.
behind that?
So another question behind that is this: would you agree that Trump actually had no problems with David Duke endorsing him?
That's a fact.
You can't control who you cannot control who you endorse. You have any other questions?
Do you know who David Duke is?
Yes, I do. You have any other questions?
Okay, who is David Duke?
Ethan.
Why do I have to prove it to you?
Count down a little bit, bro. Count down.
I'm asking you.
I'm just being.
Who is David Duke?
But you brought it up, so I'm just saying, why do I need to prove it? I said I do, so let's move on. All right.
He knows because I've actually played a video of David Duke prior to showing what he said endorsing Trump. He knows.
Like
he
you asked me a
knows.
question, I said yes, I know, and then now you're saying prove it. I don't understand.
Okay, so another question: would you agree that everyone Trump is deporting, they are people of color?
No. Any other questions?
Okay, let me ask you this. How would you refute that? And how could you say that didn't happen?
What are you referring to?
Just what I asked you.
So you're
how
am I saying that he's not only deporting people of color?
Correct.
I think where you messed up at, cuz, and I'm gonna be completely honest, is he's gonna say he's deported white folks or he's detained them or anything like that. So you can't be absolute. You have to say the majority or vast majority.
Say like he always do this. That's wrong.
So the majority of the people he is deporting are people of color. That is a fact. That is a fact too.
I can agree with that.
Okay. See, you see the difference. You see the difference, cuz?
Right.
Like you can't say everybody when it's not everybody. It's the majority. I want to ask Micah. Micah, you've been waiting. You put your phone. You put your thing back on. Go ahead, Micah. I'm giving it to the floor for a minute. Go ahead.
No, I put my time to the rest of the group. I'm in.
All right. So are you giving your time back to cuz?
I give my time.
I give my time back to cuz.
Now hold on. I got something real quick.
Go ahead, Ron.
So we can bring the temperature down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, because it's still fresh. What's your name, brother? Black's brother.
I'm his cousin, Scott.
Scott, hey Scott, welcome to the broadcast, bro. You've been missing a great show, man. Thank you for your backing up what we're saying. But I don't think you've heard from us. And Ethan is a very, very smart kid. He's very respectful to some of the things that we're saying. He's gonna have his own opinion. Some of the things he's just stuck on. And we've actually had these conversations with some of the things that you're talking about. So it's kind of like he's kind of like I can see where his mindset is on it. But however, to bring this all the way down. Thank you for everybody's opinion because it's very welcome. Everybody has their own opinion. What I was trying to ask you for one question is, Ethan, you said age doesn't matter, correct?
Yes, age doesn't matter now.
Okay. Can a 5-year-old go teach math?
What is the question?
Can a 5-year-old go teach math to a grown-up?
No.
Why?
Okay. So this is what I feel as though a lot of the things that I say is getting taken out of context. Like you don't know what I. Okay. So when I say age don't matter. Okay, but like what you're asking me, when I say age don't matter, I'm saying like I don't respect somebody younger or somebody older more than I respect somebody younger. That is irrelevant. I just respect people.
Not what you. No. What you're saying makes sense now. No. I understand what you're saying now. I get what your point is. Here's my point. Right. You need to start respecting people that are a little older than you. Okay, we can agree. Right? And here's the reason why I'm gonna say that. Right. Here's the reason why I'm gonna say that. Is because you haven't experienced things that some older people have experienced. And yes, there are younger people that have experiences that older people have never experienced. But the older guys or the older people, listen to what I'm about to tell you. They're gonna have things in your mind. Even when I brought up the thing that you had no idea is happening under your own under your own guise. You said, I didn't even know that was happening. It's because you didn't have the experience that I've had. You know what I'm saying? So my experience is very important to enlighten you on some of the things that I know that you don't know. Does that make sense? So you just learned something today, correct? Or we actually, I'm sorry, we're all learning something, because I actually learned something from you.
Yeah.
Because you're listen, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, Ethan, you're a super, super bright kid, bro. And I commend you for even sticking with us and going through all of this and sticking to your guns. I
absolutely.
get it.
Absolutely.
I get it.
There has been nobody to do it like you. To be honest with you, I'm being very sincere in that, and I appreciate it, and I truly want you back. There's no disrespect here at all. We may disagree, but there's no disrespect, and that goes always around. You know.
That
was
it. That's all I needed to say.
Yeah, go Vanessa, because I'm about to shut it down. To be honest, we had 3 hours.
So I do think there is one piece about your age, Ethan, that does matter. And I'm going to go back to one of the examples that you gave about one of the things that you like about Trump. And I wrote down that you said from 2016 to 2020, you felt like there was really, really low unemployment. And I think depending on how old you were during that time,
he's saying the statistics says
right,
it
right.
was.
But how you experience that low unemployment is different depending on your age. If you're 16 in the job market in 2026, 2020, your job at McDonald's is probably meeting all your needs, right? If you're 35 with 3 kids and you've got a job at McDonald's and a job at the gas station and a job at a warehouse, because that's what employment looked like in 2016 to 2020. Everybody had 3 jobs. Everybody had a side hustle. Everybody was driving Instacart and Uber because their main job was not cutting it. So it changes your perspective on how old you are when these historical events are happening to you. Your age does matter for how you're perceiving those numbers.
Okay, I mean, I guess agree to disagree. Like, I don't. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. It's time. But I just want to say, but Trump had a very good economy from 16 to 19. 20, it started to go to shit because of COVID. Respectfully. But I will say, and if you can look at it all the way down the line for the last 50 years, the economy started under Obama. And in reality, if you look at as low as the interest rates were for mortgages and interest rates period for that time period, all the way up till they started raising over the last couple of years. He made it hotter with the tax cuts and stuff like that. And if you look since the Daddy Bush, these are all facts. There has been 50, well, it's different now, but there was a time period where 50 million jobs were made under Democratic presidents and 1 million jobs were made under Republicans. I mean, that there was a time period, and I can see that time period. It was right before Trump got into office. So the market is slowing down. The tariffs are regressive, and what I mean by regressive, I got the things up. What I mean by regressive is poor people and middle class people will start and already starting to pay for those tariffs that are in place. That's just it's not. I don't even call them tariffs. They are import taxes, because that's what it is. Because Americans pay. So I'm gonna ask you one last question before we go. Who pays the tariff / really import taxes? Do you understand that Americans actually pay them?
Yeah, I understand. I understand how tariffs work.
Okay. So cool. And like I said, like, I'm gonna be honest. You are a mixture to me. You have intellectual honesty, for the most part. I think there's some things that you do say that I just don't think that you're being honest about.
That's fair.
But I'm just being honest. But you do have intellectual honesty. I think you know right from wrong, and you wiggle out of some things. But again, I appreciate you coming on here. I want you to come back. I believe everybody has tried to be respectful to you, and you have as well. So now we're going to go on to the next part of the last two things of the show that I like to end it on, because I started this a month ago when we started the show back up. Speaking of which, we will not be on the air next week. My daughter's taking me to a concert on a Wednesday. I can't come, so I won't be here next week. However, we're going to go on to what we're going to learn for the day, which actually goes into what cousin Scott was talking about with redlining. Well, it's not actually redlining, but it goes into the systematic racism that we deal with here in America for Black folks. And then we're going to go into our clean our palate. I found another clean my palate for this week, and we're going to go there and end the show. So I appreciate everybody. So I'm gonna play the first one on what we're going to learn today. Is a little 3-minute video, and I appreciate everybody that's been watching. Please like and subscribe, cause I need you to like, subscribe, and sit on the couch more often.
I will.
All right. So let's learn something. So that was our learning for today. I didn't know much about the highway system and all of that stuff until recently. And so I wanted to share that with our community today. And it goes back to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago with the Central Park, which goes back to what the redlining and Ethan, what cousin Scott was talking about, which is systematically Black folks' wealth has been taken from us. That's a fact. That's not disputable whatsoever. And if you disagree, all we can say to you here today is research it for yourself. Unfortunately, unlike our sister Vanessa, who some family members was given Holocaust reparations, Black folks have never been getting reparations for what happened to us the 400 years while we were in slavery to the 150 years since then, to systematically take away um, what has happened to our people, and why we have a higher crime rate, why we are poor, is because of the things like, for instance, us coming home from World War II, and we can't move to that suburb of Cleveland. We can't move to that suburb of Atlanta, Marietta. We can't move to South Lake, Texas. We got to stay in the inner city. And because he said he can't hear anything. Can y'all hear
Yes.
me? Okay. I'm gonna continue on. And so because of those things, systematically, us as a people, trillions, I will say, at this point, has been taken away from us. Of anybody, we built this country as much as any living human beings on this land to be what it is today. I would say what it is modernly. And so I would just say continue to learn and educate yourself, because that's what our pod is about, and that's what it's about. It's about civil discourse. I appreciate everybody coming on here today. Y'all know the last thing that I always do is to clean our palate, and I will ask, because I always ask, did anybody not know about the highway system or anything like that?
I've always
Oh,
known about it. So.
Oh yeah, I knew about that directly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Detroit was a
Yeah.
bad
So
mess.
Eddie, you didn't know?
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It was systematically done. It was a part of everything, So eminent domain, they just took land. It was
Can I
again.
tell you something that's going on right now in
Go
Georgia?
ahead, please.
So I'm from Augusta, Georgia. Okay. And in South Augusta, you had a lot of affluent Black people that lived in nice middle class neighborhoods, right? So about 5 or 6 years ago in Augusta, they decided to gentrify downtown Augusta. And what they did, they closed down every housing project in the city. And they told everybody that lived in the project, guess what? We're going to give you Section 8 vouchers, but you got to move out to South Augusta. Columbia County was like, no, they aren't coming here. So guess what they did? They destroyed a lot of middle-class black neighborhoods, and they brought in a lot of people that were displaced out of the projects. And instead of saying, you know what, we're going to help you guys get on your feet, and we're going to help you guys get the education, get the economic support, they just said, here you go, here's a house, Section 8 voucher, and do what you do. And that has ruined a lot of people's lives. People that I know that had very nice houses, that a house is an investment. But when you start making it the hood, guess what? You lose out on the money that you had in that investment. And now
Yeah.
a lot of people have lost a lot of things. And it's all because of the systematic racism that continually goes on in the United States.
Yeah. Ethan, I'm sorry I muted your mic because I think it was something in the background when the video was on. Sorry for that. But what would you like to say in closing before I go to cleaning our palate? Hello,
Yeah, I'm here.
Ethan. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I tried to mute, but people in the background. No, I don't have nothing to add. I mean, that's basically it. Good podcast.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you, and hopefully to have you back. Hope to have everybody back. You know, this is the pod. This is what we are. You know, we want civil discourse and agreement and disagreement. I will give Trump this before we clean our palate. The Trump accounts. I don't know why he has it. He's a narcissist. That's why he called it after himself. I think that's a good investment for our young people. You know, when there's a way to get tax, get growth with tax free, we got to take advantage of it if we can. You know, it's not really meant for the poor and the middle class as much. You know, because they can't afford to put money into those savings accounts because they got to use everything to eat, which is why I talked about the tariffs being regressive. But yeah, that's something good that he that is out from the big beautiful bill, and we can talk more about that later because we didn't get there. But I just wanted to say that so that way I call balls and strikes. That account thing is actually pretty good. So we're going to close it off on cleaning our palate because this is your first time seeing it. So we've been on 3.5 hours. I think this is going to be our longest pod. My wife is looking at me strange and
Mine
crazy.
too.
Yeah. So after every episode, we always clean our palate. And I've already picked it out for us so that way we ain't got to think about anything and then go through anything. This is a young lady that is the youngest African American girl to get accepted into medical school.
Do you know who the youngest African American to be accepted in medical school in the United States and the youngest person ever to become an intern at NASA? Her name is Miss Alina Annalay McWhorter, adopted and a Texas native. Alina McWhorter began reading by the age of 3. Due to her intellect, she was often bullied by kids her age, and her mom decided to homeschool her. As a result, she finished high school by the age of 12 and went on to study engineering at Arizona State. At only 15 years old, she received her master's degree in biology and graduated with the university's highest honor, the Dean's Medal. Ms. McWhorter started a nonprofit organization that consists of a group of aspiring female geeks who advocate for girls of color in STEM. Alina McWhorter is now pursuing her PhD at Loma Linda University Medical School in California. To learn more about great American history, attend our annual Black History.
That is it. So that's it. Big ups to her. You know, it's time for school to start. I know a lot of kids are starting college and everything. I know Vanessa, yours, Ronnie, yours is, and it's outstanding. It's outstanding, and I appreciate everybody for coming on the pod. And again, we won't be on next week because I'm going to a concert, and then I'm watching the Eagles beat up on the Cowboys. So we'll be back 2 weeks. Yeah, you can look close, Michael. You'll be in Green Bay by then. You'll be in Green Bay.
I know what time it is. I know what time it is.
But I love y'all and I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Hey, don't have your feelings over the